can't hear you.
Hey, everybody. Hi.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, my friends. You are here at the Welcome In for Conundrum Company, where we've just successfully done our 55th countdown for Conundrum Company. Lord knows.
Successfully?
Yeah, well.
Gets better every week.
Yeah.
I don't think we're at 0 on the success ticker. Anyway, guys, you're here for Conundrum Company. We're going to get into that in a second. But first, we have some announcements for you. Starting with Parker.
Hello. I'm here to talk about our next week of programming. So you guys can find us here tomorrow for Cosplay Ground, featuring lots of new faces. So I'm very, very excited about that. And then you can find Off the Rails on June 4th. And then June 5th will be Conundrum Company. So that's our next week. So
Hell yeah.
Looking good. All right, and none of this amazing content could be brought to you without our fantastic sponsors, the first of whom is...
Skull Splitter Dice.
I'm kidding, Skull Splitter Dice! Parker!
I would apologize, but they don't have their headphones on. I'm sorry.
So, Skull Splitter Dice, not only do they
won't.
sponsor
Don't lie
our
to me.
programming, they're fantastic, but they also sponsor a monthly giveaway that we're going to be drawing tomorrow during Cosplay Ground, so be there, be square. But to get in that raffle, if you want to, for the month, your last chances are today and tomorrow. Today, during the break, ! Win to get yourself entered. Followers get 1 entry, subscribers get 2. Make sure you subscribe beforehand if you want that double entry. It's not retroactive. And you will be in the running for a skull mug filled with approximately 100 dice. In the meantime, go take a look at their products. The link in chat. They're very good. They're very cool. We use them because we like dice. So take a look. Cool. Of course, our second sponsor is the gooeyest of cube companies, Gooey Cube. They create a whole D&D 5e supplemental world for game masters to use. You take a look at it. It's all packaged. It's beautiful. Maps, artwork, character sheets, everything you could possibly need. There's a whole bunch of it, and there's more coming. This company keeps building more and more content, so go take a look at Gooey Cube. Love them. Highly recommended. Community event, Parker.
Sure. So we're very, very close to the end of our community event. Please keep giving us those tweet tokens so that the cast of Off the Rails and Conundrum Company can, in character, play games like Jackbox, Among Us, and just have lots of non-canonical nonsense fun. It'll be
Amazing.
time.
We have a wiki, a twiki, so to speak, which has a bunch of cool information on the campaigns and shows. Highly recommend taking a look at that. Thank you to all the cast members, including Sean, for getting all their information filled out about their characters and for helping with that. And of course, Tanner for helping get that process. There's some really cool stuff in the works there and some amazing stuff already there. OTR has a full synopsis of the first 26 episodes. Highly recommend checking that out. Yeah. Okay, most important announcement saved for last. Sean.
Oh, our charity of this month is the Coalition for the Homeless. They are a group of people who believe that no civilized society should have a homeless population. You know, being able to have a minimum wage, feed yourself, provide shelter for yourself. Simple ideas like that. Crazy stuff. But we agree with them that no civilized society should have that. So if you'd like to donate to them, it's a great cause. Go below the stream. There's a big donate button. Just go ahead and click on that, and it'll take you right to their donation link. Before any money comes our way, we'd very much appreciate some going theirs. So thank you.
Okay. Adam, do you have an announcement you want to make?
We love you.
Oh, I thought he was going to change it up this time.
love you.
I was thinking
I was
about
worried
it.
he was going to.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it.
Shaved at him.
Shaved Adam, we really love you.
It just gets softer. Okay, with that, my friends, it is time for more.
Da, 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 da.
Da-da.
I forget every word that comes out of my mouth. Anyway, so yes, it is time for Conundrum Company. We all ready to play? We ready for a good time?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
We rejoin our party aboard their vessel, the Falling Star, as they journey across the treacherous Azure Sea. Their goal is the wild and untamed Tillenvault Peninsula, a vast badlands that has never seen successful inhabitation in recent history. The journey is a long one, and the small fleet of ships assigned to support the party has been on the open sea for over 3 weeks. The party has spent the weeks wisely communing with magical powers and entities, crafting useful implements, and getting to know one another. It is now midday on Earth Day, the 10th of Good Month. The relatively smooth sailing of the last few weeks has abruptly been interrupted as the crew aboard the Falling Star notice one of the lead scouting vessels of their fleet beginning to list and tilt off course. Their attention now drawn to what first sounded like waves, they now realize to be the sound of roaring water. A heavy mist lays just beyond where the scout vessel is listing, appearing to be a low-lying cloud not moments ago, and now seems to be spray kicked up into the air. The day, my friends, is yours. As you stand aboard the deck, you see before you this ship, this is the Tankard, listing a smaller scout vessel of your 4 ships, or 5 ships with the Falling Star included, beginning to list to the side and spin off course in an unnatural manner for a ship, especially given the bearing of its sails. It is beginning to tilt and be drawn, and you do begin to see it kind of dip downwards. From your current distance, you're a ways back, about 300 feet. You also see kind of at this distance, there is a mist being thrown into the air, and the water is becoming rapidly more choppy as you approach where this ship is beginning to tilt forward and list to the side. How do you proceed?
Question. Whereabouts are we on the map?
Make a survival check if you'd like to guess.
Okay.
Right about here. Did I nail it?
19.
19? Okay. So kind of checking bearings and things like that. You're actually about out over here.
Damn, I'm so close. I'm really good at geoguesses.
You've got a long kind of sailing along the edge of the continent to do at least a week's worth at this point. But you're nearing the landmass itself.
Alright, this isn't how oceans usually behave, right?
Not that I've seen.
Let's find out. Yeah! And I will cast clairvoyance, looking down at the water.
Up in the air,
smart.
looking down?
Up in the air over that ship, yeah.
Okay, so there is... Oh, right over the ship.
Yeah, just like above it, not even like on the mast, just like way up in the air above it, looking down.
Okay, as you throw yourself out there through clairvoyance, please roll a perception check for me. Are you using
Oh,
sight,
God.
I assume, not sound?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't want to hear their screams.
That's okay.
Ominous, but honest.
That is just a
close.
straight 13.
A straight 13. With
Yes.
that roll, what you see as you are looking up above the ship is you glance down, you see the ship listing and tipping over the edge of a whirlpool. A massive spiraling whirlpool. But as you shift your gaze upwards, this whirlpool descends dramatically and deeply, and it is enormous. Make a nature check for me.
A nature check. Oh, my brain is so infinite with all the nature information. Oh, wow, my nature's really good. That's a 21.
You've read in books, because you're a nerd, and Salvator. I'm kidding, I love you, Salvator.
And Salvatore.
You're in
A nerd
while
and
also,
Salvatore
while
currently.
also being Salvatore.
Fully distinct different things.
Not synonymous at all.
Anyway,
As you've read about whirlpools, you gauge those to be like between 100 and 200 feet in diameter. This whirlpool, you can't see to the other side because there's a mass of spray being thrown up into this huge cloud in the center of coming like straight up from where you assume is the deepest point of this whirlpool, but it's not visible. But judging by distances and looking to the left and the right where you see this coming
the
around,
radius.
yeah, it's probably about 500 feet in diameter.
Ah, so a full grand thousand.
And as
Shit.
you see this ship begin to tip, it is very rapidly being pulled directly into this whirlpool now.
Okay. So,
You
we've
tell me.
lost the tankard.
I'm
That
sorry?
one's gone. It's fully gone. It's
I'm
in the
sorry.
Can
whirlpool.
Oceanus change course before
It's
we
in a-
end up there?
It's in a what?
It's in a vortex of water that spans around 1,000 feet.
I'm aware what a... Oh, God. Okay.
What do
yes.
you ask?
Oceanus, change course.
I assume.
Bring it about! He begins to make calls, and they begin to shift the sailing. Now, you guys are going to have to fight against this. It is currently even pulling the current inwards here. You're not in the vortex or the spin itself, but the water is all being drawn into this. But it is very strange. Demi, make a handling, or a, good lord.
A boat check?
Make, a ship check.
Make a drive check.
Boat
Which-
check.
Which
Boys in the
Make
band,
survival
boat
and
check.
add your proficiency with ships to it.
okay. great.
Nice.
And that also wasn't great, so it's only a 16.
Okay. You are familiar with vessels. Sorry. You are
It's a
familiar-
tornado too.
you are familiar with the way a vessel feels in the water, and you are familiar with the way a ship responds when it's caught in a current. This is a very, very strange current. It seems that there's almost a force radiating out from it as well. There's this push and pull simultaneously. It is very strange. And you hear creaking as you're listening to this ship that belies some very strange forces at work here. You begin to bring your ship around. You see as I make some rolls for the 3 other ships.
No, they're all dead.
Okay. Wow, Jesus. You see as the Magnificent and the Foul break away pretty readily, pulling away as well. But I would like you guys to... Are you just having Oceanus do this, or are you contributing anything to try and break?
No,
I can.
You can do it.
Okay.
Oh,
What can I
I
do?
can do what I usually do.
Yeah, please do.
But whatever that is.
So you can make a ship handling check if you want with your vehicle proficiency. But if there's anything you'd like to do to try and give yourself advantage or anything like that as well.
I will.
Guidance.
Can we help?
I'll stand
Can
by
you
the
give it
till.
Again, this is a group exercise running this
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah. Guidance.
How tall's the
They
mast?
will just. Yeah,
Sorry,
they'll
buddy.
start scaling. No, sorry. Guidance for Demi.
Demi gets guidance.
Thank you.
How tall is the mast off the deck of the ship?
On the Falling Star,
Yes,
it's about 80 feet.
80 feet. Okay, I will make my way up there slowly.
Okay. Make a dexterity check for me.
Fucking Christ.
And it's Salvator, so I'm going to ask disadvantage.
disadvantage?
Yeah.
This is horse. Oh, that's a 17.
Okay.
Plus the number, I'm sure, but that's a natural 1.
Oh, no.
You get tangled in the rigging, which you have
Replaced
never
with what,
climbed.
a 6?
It's better than the one.
Nah, I'm good.
As you get about 10 feet up, you've never actually been up the rigging before. You've intentionally avoided it. You get
grab the rope and I
completely
go,
tangled in it. Yeah, your one arm is like wrapped around, and you're like, nope. So you are currently
Can I-
struggling to get out of the rigging.
I
Can
was
I cast levitate on him so that he's not like being pulled by gravity, so he can just kind of float and reorient himself?
Sure.
Ah!
All right, friend.
Levitate doesn't require touch, right?
I don't
Okay, you're good.
believe so. It's 60 feet.
Perfect.
So as long as he's not at the very top yet.
I'm very much at the bottom.
Okay. You are-
Can I be working on the rigging like I normally do?
yes, and that will give
and
Parker
call-
advantage.
Can
Oh,
I call out also the fan as I'm doing it to Demi?
Nice.
Oh.
What?
The magic.
The
Gust
gust
fan.
fan. We
Oh,
have the
sure.
gust fan.
Oh, we also have the drum.
I got a 21.
It's not on the ship,
21
is
with
it?
advantage. Okay.
It's on the phone.
We
Did
moved
you
it
add your
over.
guidance?
Is it on the star? or
Well,
is
it's
it-
with the +1 from a D4. It's a D4, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So it's a 21
Okay.
for me. And then, were you asking for the fan, or did you want me to use it?
He was just making the call out for somebody to use it because he knows that you have it in the bag of holding.
Okay.
So,
Um.
as you begin to proceed, yourself, the Foul, and the Magnificent manage to pull away without being pulled in. You are currently not making ground. You find yourself almost in this point of stasis as the wind beneath your sails is being counteracted by the pull of this thing as you pull away. Salvator, with levitate, are you heading up towards the top? You do avoid being pulled in.
Yeah.
The tankard is tipping, as is now
Wait.
Carlotta's curse being pulled towards. the whirlpool.
Did you say I was avoided being pulled in?
I'm sorry, I'm jumping from thing to thing. You
Okay,
are able
sorry.
to make it up to the top of the mast as they begin to. Zahl's running the rigging, Demi's making calls as the captain. You make it up to the top with the levitate. You do see Carlotta's curse and the tankard beginning to tip and be pulled into this vortex now.
They surely did. I can't help him.
How do we?
Okay.
Is it? What are we going
Sad
to?
music.
All of you have more magic than me. What can we do to make sure that those people don't die? I can.
You're a devout person, aren't you? You can
Certainly,
pray.
I take out my acorn that is gilded with the broken harp string and the iridescent glass and the piece of flack from their husband's anvil, and they will summon, for a brief moment. It's odd. At first, these constellations pour out of the scar in their sternum, and they all form briefly pinpricks of light that take the shape of a drow woman. And then it all changes and it becomes a dolphin that dives into the water.
Oh.
And they're going to come in and say, "Go help people? I can't swim well." And they're going to send it toward whichever of those ships is closer.
Okay, so the Carlotta would be the closest. The tankard is now fully in the pool, and you can see just kind of over the edge the sails beginning to tilt and pull like it's being dragged sideways, nose down towards the center at the apex of this thing.
Okay. So their goal is it lasts for an hour, so they're going to try and ferry people back and forth from the Carlotta to the falling star.
Okay, so as you stand, you are about 150 feet away from it, so it's going to take you about like 24 seconds to get over there. The dolphin, I believe, has a 60-foot swim speed. Is that correct?
60 foot, yes.
Yeah. To get over there, get one person on and back, and that distance is growing rapidly as you go, but you are able... You get the dolphin over there, and are you informing them or giving them a way to know, or are they looking for people in the water?
Let me see if I can do this, sorry. I don't have it prepared. I have no way to contact them.
Okay. So, you see the dolphin disappear and head in that direction.
Zahl, can you make me fly?
Sure. And
Shit.
puts his hand on Sunshine. Anybody else?
Me too, I guess.
Puts his hand on Demi's shoulder.
I'd love
And-
that.
Oh, well,
That I can't climb up to you, so
I know.
the hands on their shoulders fly on the three of us.
Salvator, can I get a perception check from you from the crow's nest? As you-
Sure, with my eyes of seeing all things everywhere.
my eyes of seeing all things.
7.
Are you really getting a 7 right now?
I got a 4 and a 7.
That's beautiful.
Oh my
guy.
god.
you
Unfortunately,
got my rolls today.
there is now
I think
this...
they're fine.
You actually feel around you in the air like salt water, like it's a misting. You're going through like a cloud of this. It's much denser out towards the center, but it's getting in your eyes, and you're just not catching anything.
Salt in Agrax's eyes.
I hate it.
Oh,
Grax is
no.
just screaming.
Demi's flying up and using the fan
Oh, you fly
on
up?
her sails.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that
I'm
she has
flying
fly.
to the Carlotta.
Okay.
I will follow.
For now, that
Sunshine.
is what she's doing.
Okay. Read, and it's a fan of gust, correct?
Yeah, it didn't work super well the last time we did it, but why
Gust
not?
of wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gust of wind. So, strong wind of 60 feet, long 10 feet wide, in
Okay.
the direction you choose.
Go ahead and roll sleight of hand for me.
Sleight of hand. Okay. 17?
17. Okay. You're like
14 plus 3.
you're looking at this and you're like, how do I aim this to catch the sails right?
Uh-huh.
And you kind of see as the sails are shifting from the work Zahl's been doing and the crew's been doing, and you hit it, and you do give a gust, and you give a little bit of movement to the vessel. It does seem to kind of gain away, breaking about a 60 feet, it gets about 100 feet from the tip of this whirlpool.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So it gets about 50 feet away. You see the other two vessels are still kind of held in place, the Magnificent and the Foul.
Is there a chance that while I'm already flying up here, can I fly to the, like, above, kind of, I guess, where Salvator is, but can I look and see if I can see what's happening?
Yeah, you can make anybody up in the air who wants to make a perception check is welcome to. As you kind of get this vantage now and are beginning to see what Salvator has seen through clairvoyance and from the crow's nest.
Question.
I got Sean's rolls today. Nat
What'd you get?
20.
Fuck!
Yeah.
I got a 23!
You got a 23? Okay.
No! I'm
23.
Zahl!
23.
I am not Zahl today!
Kill me!
Go lick something.
Go lick something, why don't you?
Button, are you rolling?
I got a questioning 20.
Questioning
so no one below a 20.
Okay. And Zahl, what is yours after the nat 20?
It's a nat 20!
Why?
Anything to perception?
I have 0 to perception.
Hey,
I didn't know
Uniboth.
that.
Wow, go team.
I'm not wise.
So,
I lick walls.
Zahl,
Like,
you're the first to see this. Inside the mist, above the center of this whirlpool, there is a structure. Something large and bulbous. And beneath that, about 50 feet, there is something glowing a deep, deep blue color. And there is a roaring sound coming from this, whatever this is, in the mist.
so is it, you're saying it's like, it's not in the water, it's above the water that I'm seeing
The
this?
mist is roaring upwards from the very center of this whirlpool. It bellows out and up into this cloud, and there is something in that cloud.
Gotcha.
So wait, Josh. Are you telling me there's a deep blue something in front of us?
This is deep blue.
And I said, what about...
Breakfast at Tiffany's. As Zahl
think I
points it
remember
out, as Zahl points it
kinda
out, Sunshine and
That's
Demi,
the one thing we've got.
you see some
Yes.
sort of figure as well, lit just by this subtle blue light that's radiating through this dense cloud of spray.
And this is far behind the Carlotta and the Tankard.
This is at the very center,
The center.
and above it of this whirlpool. So it's probably the tankard is now about on the swirl, 100 feet in, so about 400 feet from the center of this whirlpool, and heading in that direction.
They're the closest to being dead. I'm flying there.
Okay, you're heading into the eye of the storm. Got it. Perfect.
Yep.
It's gonna take a minute as you kind of you see Sunshine take off. Party. What's the rest of you doing?
Shit.
If we could get in there and land, I could do a thing.
Didn't think this through.
Okay, one sec, because I'm towards the top so I can see everybody. Oh, Shaunus, you have the till, and she's gonna swoop down to the crow's nest. Are you coming?
I can't.
I know, and she'll cast fly.
Yay! And I'll join them.
Yeah, I'm going.
So you've
I'm
got
going.
God, I need to
Sunshine
get that spell.
heading
I can only do it on one
towards the tankard. You've got the three of you currently above the falling star. The three of you, where are you headed? Independent directions, all in the same direction. What's the plan there for you?
Same direction, I believe, right?
I will
following.
point out the giant thing in the fog to Salvator. I think
Ah,
we're going
yes.
towards that.
I also noticed this. Fuck, what is happening? Is it like a person? Or you keep saying figure. Is it like humanoid size?
No.
It's just a massive
It's
shape.
very difficult to see. You would wager. So as roll perception for me.
Oh, not again.
Roll a perception check for me. I'm sorry.
12.
It's very hard to ascertain, but it is possibly hundreds of feet tall. This spray extends out in the lower depths of this whirlpool up into the air above the normal height of the ocean. It's up this huge cloud, and you see portions of whatever this is in that cloud.
All right. I head towards that.
You head towards. Okay, so
Can
you've
I-
got several hundred feet. Are you heading towards the bottom, the top? What direction are you heading in this?
Does it look like it's rougher near the water surface?
Rougher, like.
Does it look like it's more mist-like as it goes up?
The mist is densest near the bottom, but it.
Yeah, I'm going to the top.
You're going to. Okay, so you head
So
towards.
the water pressure's lower, higher, so that I can hopefully get through it.
Perfect. Beautiful. So Salvatore's going there. We've got where Sunshine's
works.
going. Demi's
I'm
up.
following Salvatore.
You got
I'm
Salvatore.
following
It seems
Sunshine.
it feels like an informed decision.
So you see poof, poof,
I'm insane!
as these two
No.
parties head off in different directions.
We
Okay,
split the party.
Sunshine, you've got a lead. Okay, and as you head out towards this and kind of cut in and skirt down, flying over this this raging torrent of spinning water. It becomes deafening, the sound of raging water as you get into this proximity. You feel the sting of cold salt water against your face as it becomes just consistently through the air, this constant mist. It gets a little difficult to see, but you can make out the outline of the tankard ahead of you as you soar downwards. What are you is your vision locked on the tankard?
It depends. Is there something like? Am I near the glowing thing?
You see a dull blue glow coming through a very dense, thick fog as you skirt around to get towards the tankard.
What the fuck is that?
And it sounds like water hitting water at that apex, much louder.
What is that?
Can
Turn it
I,
off! Stop
is the
it!
glowing thing in the water?
The glowing thing
it
is
just-
still above the water, as far as you
Okay,
can tell.
that's what
you
What
see
is it?
where the apex did, because the center of this is obscured by mist as well. All you see is the glowing is a little higher up.
Gotcha. That's
I
what I
want to
just
see
wanted to.
what it is. Is it pulling the boat up?
It's pulling, so the
I
boat
would
is
like to
spinning
look-
downwards in the whirlpool.
What the fuck is the thing? I want to know what the thing is.
Oh, you can
You're
roll
looking at the
perception
thing.
for me?
Cool. Okay. 18.
Something very large, taller than it is wider, and glowing blue. This thing is probably about 30 to 40 feet tall, the glowing segment of it itself. You're not certain what it is. It's obscured by the mist. You'd have to break
But
away
it seems like it's making the mist.
Can't tell.
It's just glowing in the middle of it.
It's glowing, and there is a lot of noise coming from it.
All right. I'm ahead of everyone. I have no idea that anyone has come, so I'm just gonna start ferrying people if I can from the tankard to the falling star.
Okay, so you touch down on the tankard, and people are panicking. A few have clearly already abandoned ship, but that's the worst possible thing you could do in this instance, because you just immediately get pulled down. So you can begin. Make an athletics check for me as you begin to do this as quickly as possible, because you're covering.
Natural 20
Okay.
plus
Oh shit!
6.
You begin the process, and you're already on your way back with a person. Zahl, as you pass through, you see Sunshine heading straight towards you. Sunshine, you see Zahl.
How many
I'm
people
going-
were on the? Did it seem like we're on the boat roughly?
There's probably about a crew of 12 on this vessel.
11 more.
I think Zal at that point is like, there's no way we're pulling 11 people. And you said that the glowing thing is like off the surface
Yes.
of the water?
As far as you can tell, yes. Through the mist. The glow is the only... You're not seeing the structure itself, you're just seeing the glow radiating through the mist. The light refracted from these, like, mist particles.
And that's the thing at the base of the... like
whatever this huge thing is.
There's
yes.
the big thing. Can I go to the glow? And I'm drawing my scimitar at this point.
Okay.
I'm just throwing that
You
out.
can draw your scimitar, and as you see Peach pass you and hook left in towards... Sunshine, I'm sorry. God damn it.
You're good.
It's going to take me so long. As
You're
you
good.
hook in towards this, I need you to make an athletics check.
Well, that wasn't a great roll. That's an 8.
Okay.
Yes.
As you turn and begin to swoop
Oh,
inwards,
good.
Zahl, the roaring sound and cacophonous sound hits you first, but then a wall of pressure, like force, radiating outwards from this. It's not like a physical wall. It's just whatever is impacting here is literally pushing out force enough to make it difficult with the roar and the water in the air as you begin to push forward. It's going to take you a little bit of time as you kind of push forward through this.
I think at this point, Zahl just kind of in his head to Ash, he's like, cover my ears, and is fucking just bolting at this thing, scimitar at the ready, so whenever he gets close, he can take a strike.
It doesn't take too long as you get down. So I'll roll a perception check for me.
Let's hope for not my rolls. Well, Sean, you had to say it. That's a 4.
Yes. Very
You
good,
cursed me
Zahl.
again. You cursed me.
Sorry.
Listen, as the person that followed Salvator, I feel okay now.
Well,
Listen, your loss is my gain, says Parker. So, Zahl, where are you heading on this glowing structure?
I think to like the middle of it.
Okay.
I don't know
Like
what
the
it
middle
is,
height?
so I think like whatever the dead center of it is, because I don't know what it is until I get really close to it, because it seems like it's kind of shrouded almost. You know what I mean?
You fly inwards, and this cacophonous roar, your visibility becomes 0 as the density of this salty white particles and obscuring mist around you becomes too much. You almost lose yourself for a second, and then you hit physically up against a bright, glowing blue wall of refracted, what appears to be crystal. The entire wall reaches up out of your visibility. You can see about 5 feet around you, and you are smack dab up against this crystal. And as you hit it and kind of put your hands against it, it is shaking. And with that, we are going to jump to Salvator and Demi.
Cool.
Hey.
You guys are headed towards the large structure further up. Is that correct?
I'm
Shake.
hoping to, because so what I'm picturing is this thing is just shitting water out into the air that's obscuring the entire thing, right? Like a whale's blowhole. Let's just say, for example.
Sort of. From
So
what you can
there's
tell,
water
sure.
going up, and it's hard to get through, like Zahl just experienced. It's what I assumed in my brain, so I assumed he assumed it as well. So I'm hoping to go to the higher points so there's less resistance, so I can just pass through it.
So as you're going up, you're cutting through the mist. The mist is still quite dense, and as you cut into this, you've got about 10 feet of visibility ahead of you. I want you both to roll perception checks for me.
Fuck yeah. Come on.
So, obviously, Sunshine wouldn't have this context, but for
Better,
the rest of
15.
the party, would this feel like what they saw in the Underdark?
Um,
When they were going back to that portal to bring them back?
you haven't
The
seen
rush
it.
of water?
You're
No,
not,
I'm saying
oh,
for the rest of the party.
they haven't seen anything that would connect those or correlate those.
27.
20 and Sean.
15.
27.
27. Perfect. Thanks, Parker.
Yes.
So, Salvatore's a little bit ahead of you. Demi, as you follow, Salvatore, you swoop upwards, and you're kind of cutting up. You kind of avoid that glowing segment that's radiating through the mists, and you begin to angle upwards about 150 feet above
Jesus.
the crystal itself as you're cutting through. There is more, you assume, between this, but you do see this large bulbous shape ahead of you. This big, rounded structure that is obscured by this mist.
But I do see it.
You're seeing a
Or is it
shape,
still
yes.
obscured?
It's difficult. You're seeing a big outline through the mist of something that is probably about 100 feet across and is round, sitting about 150 feet above the glowing element.
I keep moving towards it.
Okay.
Yep.
As you approach, you get up against it, and it's at the last 10 feet, you see this strange kind of, you're not seeing the whole thing, but you're seeing a canvas surface with these runs of rope and what appears to be Demi rigging hanging from it that descends downwards,
So like a sail.
like a balloon.
If I look straight up, is it just empty, like
The
water walls leading up in a tunnel?
there's no walls of water around you.
It's just mist.
You're just seeing mist, and the roaring is actually less up here. It's quieter.
Okay. Do you have a knife?
We both see this,
You both see this big canvas.
and it's canvas.
It is canvas.
This looks like
I
a
don't-
ship.
I don't really.
Do any of you speak Duragar?
Does it look like a ship?
Probably.
No, that's you guys can assume, but to you, Parker, there are ship elements to it, but it doesn't.
look like a ship.
It doesn't look like the diagrams of the airship we saw, does it?
It does not.
Okay.
That's good for me.
Um,
I will begin to move down it. So I'm assuming we see it dome off.
Yeah,
somewhere
you
up
see
above.
sort of this raising up, and you see it doming outwards, and then doming downwards below you.
Okay. I'll look up, see that, and then I'll start moving down
Okay.
along the canvas.
You begin to head downwards, and as you head downwards, you're
follow.
following these lines of rope. Again, all of this is obscured by mist. Eventually, the balloon kind of domes inwards, and the rope hangs at an angle down towards what appears to be some sort of structure that
like
dangles.
a hot air balloon.
Yes, almost between. It's much bigger than that, and it appears to be made out of much heavier substances. You see hints of metals and things like that, but there is some sort of platform with a cabin resting upon it. As you fly downwards, you get within about 50 feet of this cabin.
How large does this platform look like compared to the Falling Stars deck?
So this platform is quite large. It's about probably 50 feet by 50 feet
Like a square?
square, hanging underneath this
Jesus.
structure.
Okay.
Okay.
And we don't see anything under that.
You
Not
see.
Zahl going pink.
Roll a perception check for me. Zahl is another probably about 100 feet down after the length of the crystal and the drop.
17.
25.
I'm back, baby.
As you come in closer to this platform in this cabin, there is another superstructure dangling downwards, and that is where the glowing is radiating from. And here, from this cabin, there are coils disappearing down towards that glowing shape. And you hear this coming from beneath you. And you said, Demi, what was that?
25.
25. The structure itself is a platform that has these windows, that like the little cabin on the platform that has these windows running around it, and there are little doors that lead into it. And you, like, at this point, you know if you spoke, you lightly, without, like, screaming into Salvatore's ear at point-blank range, would be able to communicate with each other. There's just incredible noise as you glance around. You can't see the ships or the whirlpool beneath you. You are just obscured in mist. There is no visibility.
Okay, but we can see each other because we're right next to each other.
Yes, you're
Or
standing
no
right
visibility.
next to each other.
Okay. And you said
You
it would
have
be
about
hard
10
to talk.
feet of visibility. It would be difficult
Can
to
I-
talk. You could get in close to Salvatore, and you probably wouldn't be heard if you were yelling at each other in next to each other.
Can I pull a
tend not
copper
to
wire
listen.
out
Yeah.
and send message? Because it'll be in his ear, in his head. Is that allowed?
Yeah, absolutely.
work?
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. at all. That's how.
Cool. She'll pull out the wire and. So, we want to go in that door and see who the fuck's doing this? Or should we get the
I
others?
look down at the door,
Yeah.
but I don't think I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do see a door.
Point.
Ah! Ooh, we should probably get everyone else.
I'm surprised.
I don't want to get stabbed. I don't like it. I've tried it before.
Okay.
Didn't like that. Didn't like that roll happening.
Salvatore,
Yes, Josh?
as you are looking at Demi and you two are having this conversation, the door swings open with a
Where?
bang, and a figure, human with long black hair and these crazy patchwork robes, steps from the cabin and looks directly at you. And with that, we jump.
Through the mist?
Like, you guys
a
came in
lot of
close to
mist.
be able to see this figure.
We're 50 feet away, right? You said we couldn't see 10
If
feet
you're
apart from each
able to
other.
see the cabin, they are able to theoretically see you as well.
Okay.
Sunshine. You have managed to pull 5 people from the vessel in this time, back and forth.
Okay, and I will say that the first time I went over the Carlotta, they would be like, "Look for my dolphin."
Okay.
It'll
Okay.
Like,
And
they're
they
trying
are,
to just get
that's,
as many people.
that thing's twisting downwards as well now, and you're
Mm-hmm.
beginning to see back and forth. You're getting as many folks off. The tankard is getting dangerously close at this point to being pulled into it's hard to get back to, as it's spinning around, with each take.
Fucking
It's difficult to
King
find.
Giolan sent these people to their death. All right. Great. Okay. They keep going, I guess, unless something else manifests.
Okay. Adam. You're muted.
I said, dang it. Zahl's just swinging the scimitar into this crystal, and if it's not doing anything, he's gonna try to, because he's seen the structure up top, so he's gonna try to start moving up to see if there's something. You know what I mean? Like he's like hitting it, and
Yeah,
if it's not
striking at this, ting, ting, ting. This thing is massive, very solid.
okay,
There's a
then I think
roaring
he's
of water coming from beneath you.
okay. And you said that like the crystal's like almost vibrating.
Almost
in front.
vibrating.
I think he's
And
gonna
quite
try
bright
to.
at this proximity.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to kind of crawl his way up it in the sense of like using fly, obviously, to like go up the side, but like is
Okay.
kind of between a rock and a hard place of like a mist wall and
Yeah. As
and
you,
a vibrating crystal.
as you kind of
in
begin to
space.
like fly / weird crawl up
like
this surface.
scramble.
As you get a little higher towards the top, you come across this metallic band that is strapped around the outside of the crystal, and there are these runs of coiling wiring leading up into the smoke, up towards the shape of whatever is up above you.
Right. Okay. And is it like what? Is it like metal coil or is it?
It's
Like
some sort of
rope?
strange metal, you're not certain. There's rope as well. There's a number of different things fastening this all together.
Would I don't. Would I get the sense that this is like cuttable? You know what I mean?
Depends on the magic you're going to attempt to use.
My scimitar of sharpness.
No.
Okay. Huh. What magic do I have? What magic do I got? I don't got anything that would do that. All right, cool. I can't. Shit. Okay. Then I think. Fuck. Yeah. Then I think Zahl's gonna follow the rope up
Okay.
and just.
Begin to head upwards. It's going to take a little bit of time as you fly upwards.
That's fine.
Demi, Salvator, as this figure looks at you, there is surprise on his face, like floored as he sees 2 people here and goes,
Oops.
What?
he is calling towards you, but at this distance with the roaring and the sound of this, whatever the hell this thing is, it is incomprehensible.
I'll approach him.
Same?
Okay. As you begin to flit downwards towards this individual, he goes, and as you get closer and land down, there is now a little bit of a look of panic on his face. What? Where the hell did you come from?
From the ships you're sinking.
Shit! And he turns around and runs into the structure.
I'd follow.
We follow?
Okay. As you walk.
He's either gonna die or fix this.
As you run in, you walk into this basically round chamber. Off to one side, there is a little sleeping bed and like table. There's cabinets along one wall, and there is a desk that is fastened to the wall there with a bunch of apparatuses, and they look arcane in nature to you, Salvator. At the center of this vessel, there is this strange rounded metallic dome with a glass orb that is glowing bright blue sitting at the center of it, and there are levers running down around this circle, and the individual that you've just run into with the crazy robes is just pulling at them now. And you begin to hear this, and the blue light begins to go out as he begins to pull these levers. It is not instantaneous, and you see as this energy source begins to slow. Zahl, as you're heading upwards, you glance down, you see the crystal flicker a little bit.
I guess I did it. I'm still flying up.
Okay. You do manage to kind of reach upwards.
I guess I did.
As you kind of get to the edge of this platform, there is a platform and an open door. How close? How close are they?
Within your whirlpool.
Fuck! There weren't supposed to be people out here. All right. Do you have ways to get them off the ships? How many vessels?
You didn't want to check before you.
I can't.
There's 2 in the whirlpool currently, and then 3 outside.
Fuck! He runs over, and he kind of leans down and opens this drawer and pulls out this crate. He tinks it down. There are these little vials. He says, "All right. These are potions of flying. Those ships are lost. Get these down there now."
How many does he have?
I'll try it. It looks like there are about 20 of them.
Oh, nice.
Salvatore?
Salvatore.
I'm delivering them to the people. What do you want from
Salvatore,
me?
you're delivering them to your pockets.
Also just I'll put like half of them in my bag, and Salvatore, I guess you're taking half of them?
Yeah, I'll put them in the chest, I guess.
So
That's what I got.
you
Flying.
each acquire 10 potions of flying. He says,
Wow.
I'll get this thing shut off as quickly as possible, but fuck! And he still turns back to pulling levers and is panicking as he moves around this device. And you can still hear now. As the crystal goes out entirely, and the glowing Zahl flickers out, and the sound of water hitting water quiets a little bit. It's still this roaring sound of a whirlpool as this thing continues to spin. That's going to take time, but whatever this device was doing, it has been slowed down.
I think, is that like when Zahl would land at the doorway?
Yeah, and you see, like, Demi and Salvator, what are you doing?
As he lands?
Yeah, you guys are
assume
still
turning
inside.
around.
You're turning around? Okay. Zahl lands, you turn around and are facing him.
He's
Hello,
fucking
Zahl.
soaking wet. Right.
It was an
So-
accident. Here, take 5 of these and go hand them to people.
What?
Don't kill this man!
Goodbye.
Okay.
Everyone flies off into
we
And
passed
Zahl-
on child support.
I was gonna say, how
Zahl's
many
just
people are
standing there.
off of the tankard now? How many do we have left there?
So the tankard, you have managed to get everybody off of it, and just in time,
shit.
as you hear through the mist, and you all hear this now as well, as the tankard folds and is pulled under by this whirlpool somewhere in the mists down at the center of the vortex. The mist is now beginning to fall, but it is still up in the air. It's beginning to lighten a little bit. So as you look for the vessels to help people, those of you who have been in the mists, I want you all to make perception checks for me. Zahl, Demi,
shit.
Salvator.
That's okay.
9.
9,
Guess I've got 9 more potions.
19.
19.
Perception check?
Yeah.
I also rolled a 9. I just have a plus 10.
Okay. Demi is by far the first there. And if y'all decide to follow her, then you can follow in. Otherwise, you're a little bit lost in the mist for a minute. As you see the curse is spinning in towards the vortex quite close now, and there are still a lot of people on that vessel. There's probably about 13 crew still there.
I'm trying to herd cats. I'm like, one of you, one of you, I'm
Yeah.
picking you up.
And the captain is like, I'll stay with my ship. It's like being...
Fuck you will. Fuck out of here.
I imagine it's the moment where it's just like, I'll stay with my ship, and then 3 people superhero later, like, we've got the potion.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, fucking thank God. And he like runs over.
I'll also land on the ship and hand 5 of them to Sunshine to get them to people fast.
Perfect. Right. Everyone, you're very thirsty. You'd like to fly.
Okay.
There you go.
These are poison. Take them.
Jesus.
They've seen you guys operating, trying to get people off the vessels, and you do manage now to get all of these potions over the next, like, 40 seconds into people. As this vessel spins and spins...
There's 13
I
and there's
would like
20
to try and
potions.
save some of the potions. I cast Salvator's Splendiferous Talon and use it as like a little boat to carry people in.
So there's 13 people aboard this vessel. So you can save up to 7 already. But you are going to try and save more with the Talon?
I'm going to try and save more and save some potions.
Okay. So, how many... Are you trying to carry one person on the hand?
No, as many as it can fit.
Okay, okay.
Like, basically make it like a platform that they can all climb on.
I will say you could put 3 people on the Talon. This
That's
one
good enough
time,
for me.
it's tight, and they're clinging to it, and it is terrifying. However, as they're getting onto it and everyone's taking their potions, I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw for me. As this thing gets near the vortex, the end of the ship this time is pointed downwards, and it begins to tilt very steeply.
23.
23?
16.
16?
15.
10.
No.
It literally circled on the edge because I have a +2. It circled on a 16 or an 8. And I was
As
like,
you're all beginning to lift up, Zahl, you're getting the last potion to the last person. You were the last to receive yours, and you're distributing them out. As you are
Makes
literally handing to this last person, the thing goes, and they begin to slide as you're handing them the potion. How do you respond?
I'm going after them.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
Ooh, good man.
That's a natural 1.
No!
No, it's a 6!
You're trying to...
Okay.
So,
It's something better.
wait, was that acrobatics?
Zol, that nail!
Acrobatics, yes.
Oh! So that's a 7.
My dream!
It's a 7. Okay.
Oh!
So
Better than natural one.
it is better than natural 1. As you lunge and like time shifts slightly, and the first time you lunge and you actually get clipped by a barrel that breaks and it begins to send you tumbling, but it's weird. Time shifts a little bit, as if Salvator saw it happening and is like, wait, Zahl! And you turn and see the barrel and dip to the side and goes off and crashes into, and you can see in the dense fog here the apex of this whirlpool, Zahl. The rest of you are flying up into the air now, but you see the very center of this swirling torrent. This person is sliding down the deck of the ship towards it still, as unfortunately you weren't able to grab them.
Can we see that?
You see Zahl, and you're pretty sure you just saw somebody plunging towards the apex. The mist is still
Who
quite
else
dense.
is near? Is
Guys,
there
is my
anybody else
dolphin in
near
there?
me?
It's you two, and the others are all up above. The dolphin did not go this deep into the vortex because it would have been pulled down by
Fair.
it.
I cast Thunderstep to appear right next to him, slam the potion in his mouth, and then basically do like the kick-off drag of the boat.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Make one more acrobatics check for me. You get in there. There's you all here. As Zahl does that telltale thing he does, and then Zahl, you boom into
There we
the
go.
air like sideways.
And
over the-
acrobatics?
Yeah,
17.
17. Now, your fly holds, correct?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
this is a it's just
With the
a
17?
normal spell.
You poof in next to that person, force the flight potion to go, come on, and fly out upwards. And the kind of 3 of you are kind of hovering right now, looking down at this huge bang. See Zahl and another sailor break the kind of mist. The water is beginning to settle a little bit, and the mist around you is beginning to settle a little bit.
Let's set them on boats. Come on.
Okay. As you guys begin to move back towards the 3 remaining vessels, the pole, you could see that they've broken away a little bit further now, and the pole of this whirlpool is beginning to settle, and it is shrinking inwards now, slowly getting smaller. The kind of mist around you settling down, and as you look back over your shoulder, there is a towering structure, this strange amalgamation of arcane and sailing vessel almost, that hangs in the air. This massive 100-foot diameter balloon sits several hundred feet up into the air. Suspended from that is the platform that the three of you visited, and dangling from that platform by wires and harnesses and ropes is a 50-foot tall crystal with wire wrapping all the way around it. And as this kind of swirling vortex begins to subside and close in, the point where the end of the crystal is pointing is where the vortex ends and kind of closes in together, and the water begins to rise upwards and settle again around you. This takes a few minutes as you're getting everybody prepared upon the deck of your ship.
I think we need to go finish a conversation.
How long has it been since I cast fly?
It is, your flights all end now at this point.
Right. Zahl kind of looks at Demi with a smile, puts his hand on their shoulders, and casts fly again, because I got 3 spell slots now!
Hey! Your spell!
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Excellent.
I'm close enough now.
Thank you very much, though.
Regain
Oh,
fly.
yeah, of course.
So,
Conversation?
What is that?
I don't know, but there's a strange man in there that didn't realize there were ships on the ocean. Let's go.
I think it's all 100% is standing with everybody like, what ships on the where?
Oh, buddy.
Oh.
Ah,
You by far got the closest to that thing. Too. You were right in point blank range.
I'm
As-
straight up archery right now.
Yeah, mop. As you begin to fly up towards the structure, it is immense, and it is a strange dangling contraption of some sort of arcane manifestation. Even Salvator, to you, this is beyond anything you've ever seen, and it doesn't align with the designs of the Duragar. It looks almost primal in comparison to what the Duragar have designed.
Like Mad Max?
A little bit. More that the technology isn't there. There is intent, it is well made and well designed by today's standards, but you've seen the schematics for something far more impressive. And this is like somebody almost attempting to attain that. Or not mimicking it. The designs, it's completely different. It's this long, tall spire that dangles from a balloon, almost.
Gotcha.
As you fly upwards, you can see this figure with the dark, kind of wiry black hair that falls kind of just above his shoulders in this crazy patterned cloak, waving at you all from the deck, looking panicked, apparently talking to himself a little bit and consistently rubbing his forehead.
Hi there.
Hello.
Shit. How bad?
We've lost 2 ships.
People?
I believe we have all of them on our ships now.
A few abandoned ship,
God damn it.
largely.
There weren't supposed
I'm
to be
sorry.
people out here.
My name is Captain Demi Waters of the Falling Star. We're currently on an expedition from the Kingdom of Kjoln. Who are you?
Archmage Nistel of the Circle of the Eight.
Sabtor, you're right.
Good sir!
Right.
So you've gotten everyone at least off the vessels, correct?
We have indeed, yes, of course. I hope we
so,
did not
yes.
intrude on you, whatever you're
Salvatore,
doing here.
blushing.
I can't do that. I don't have skin pigments.
Come in. It's real slick on this deck. I don't want anybody else tumbling over. And he leads you into this small confines that kind of Zahl, you've just had a glance of, and Sunshine, this is your first time seeing this small cabin set up for one people seemingly to live in.
It's very
Did I not recognize him
So
from the posters on my bedroom wall?
in the chaos of everything, as you like glance, you're like, holy fuck, that is Nistel. You're like, the
recognize you
moment
from my
he
boy
said the
band
name, you're
poster.
like, it was incomprehensible that he would be out here on this contraption in the middle of nowhere to you.
Gotcha.
And now that connection snaps together. This is, as far as you can tell, That's the man on your posters.
Mr.
Pleased to make
Archmage
your
Nistel,
acquaintance.
what are you doing out here?
Putting water into the sea. So everyone's shit. Fuck.
I'm sorry,
Right.
you're adding. Forgive me. You're adding water to the sea.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with the water that was there?
circle business.
I
Can't
understand
really
completely.
talk about
Say
it.
no more about it.
Yeah.
Very hush.
Do I know what the circle is?
You've heard of the Circle of
Should hope
Eight.
so.
Yeah, definitely in
Each
your
didn't.
travels. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll get a sending sent out immediately. We'll let the city know. You said you're with Kioland. We'll get the vessels compensated. I promise you that. What the hell? You're out here for them? Why?
where
Did they
where-
submit the requisite paperwork?
Where? I have no idea about that.
Did they
I
not? I stand on
assume
his
so.
side now, and I'm like, did they not submit the forms?
Assume so,
Salvator.
sir.
Salvator.
Fuck. Ah,
We're on an
clerk's probably
expedition
lost
to
it.
the Tillenvolt Peninsula.
You're in a Tillenvolt.
That is the idea, although we've lost one of our scouting vessels and I have no idea what was on the other one. Off the top of my
They
head.
were both our scouting
Are they
vessels.
both the scouting vessels?
So yeah, it was your two.
We've lost
You've got
two
your supply
scouting
vessel and
vessels.
your frigate left.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So we have lost both of our scouting vessels.
Shh. The Circle will compensate lives lost.
Of
We
course.
will compensate for the vessels as well. I'll get that handled right away. My sincerest apologies. I'm probably going to need to talk to you all about what you have seen here today. This is not public knowledge.
Okay.
I didn't see anything.
We're very privy to not public knowledge usually.
It's kind of our thing.
Uh,
I am new to this, but I like it. So what are we supposed to say?
I believe nothing.
Nothing.
Whatever he
would
tells you to.
be fantastic.
We have seen nothing. All right.
And you watch as he kind of begins to scrutinize each one of you as he's asking this.
This is probably just a very good point of clarification. Salvatore has in no way disguised what he looks like now.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I don't know
What?
if that came up at
That's
any
right.
point.
You wouldn't have noticed
I
it
have
in
in
all
no
the
way,
chaos.
shape, or form.
You were
covered
disguised
myself up.
before you left, correct? You had been.
But
no,
now
I,
you're not?
I haven't prepared that spell, and it happened, I would assume, right before this.
Okay. Yeah. 'cause
Oh, you were just in your room.
Yeah, and I walked out, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
So we
Okay.
can see all of
In
it.
the mist, I couldn't
So-
understand, and now I'm like, Salvatore, you look like shit.
as Nistel is taking a
Dream
moment to look at each one of you, you kind of glance around and notice that Salvator has this strange scarring up around the edge of his neck, where his hand is visible on the right-hand side, similar, and his tail is also showcasing, as well as his unshoed feet.
Isn't his other arm also?
Not my feet.
Is his other arm also corroded?
No,
'Cause wasn't-
that's the hand he mentioned.
Yeah.
The
the
opposite.
Oh, I'm
opposite.
sorry. I thought you
Pretty
were
much
describing that arm
everything
again.
torso downwards
Except for the
is
neck,
showing.
yeah.
My
as-
right hand is the one that's evil.
Yeah.
This one is also showing.
Salvatore,
Brain
is
went
this
dumb for a
makeup?
minute.
It's rather good. If it
So-
is.
That's not
Well,
good.
What's happening?
I think we should talk about that later.
Right.
So, what else can I? Can we answer any questions, or
No,
Or
just my.
do we need to give you any more information about how to
Yes.
compensate us?
What do you need us to help with?
I mean,
I don't know.
what are so
Don't
you said you're
wanna-
Captain Demi Waters? Your name's here.
Titus Salvatore Kilroy Charlemagne the Seventh. Greatest fan of the Circle's work. Truly, it is an honor to meet you.
Charlemagne family.
Yes. Are you familiar with my family's lineage?
They've done some work for us in the past.
Fuck. Wonderful.
Pleasure to meet you, Salvatore.
Yes.
And you are.
Yes.
Sunshine Smithington, fuck off, Sean.
All right. And you, sir.
I guess we're giving out our real names. My name is Zolkrian.
That's probably for the best. Yeah.
Save me from
Yeah.
embarrassing you by giving him the true name. I will not have you lie to this circle member.
It's very nice to meet you. I've only
You're-
ever talked to one other person from the circle.
Yeah,
Oh, who? You've met?
Not met.
I
No,
meant to talk to.
just
Accidentally upset.
magically. It's not a
Really?
big deal.
We did accidentally upset
Well,
Who?
Mordenkainen.
Morton.
His eyebrows like go up.
We discovered a previously abandoned teleportation circle. We've since
Where at?
left it be. Saltmarsh?
Saltmarsh.
Theodore Solomon? That name ring any bells?
Can't rightfully remember, but we've got hundreds of them, so.
I
Awesome.
believe it. Anyway, so,
So you don't want us to say anything about you putting water back into the ocean
or being here.
That would be
At
or
all?
being here?
Yes, this whole. We're attempting to avoid some international panic by.
Cool.
Right. If
Oh.
it all drained into the Underdark, what would people think?
That's
Where
fair.
did you get
That's
that
where it's going.
information?
We were in the Underdark.
We've been in the Underdark before.
Who are you people?
Nice to
I
meet
have a
you.
question.
What
Where are you
half
getting
of
this
the
water
heroes of
from?
the Black Isle?
And the heroes of Munberg now.
Oh,
That
right.
is true. We are the heroes of the Black
I
Isle.
am
Heroes
only
of
a hero.
He
Stop.
he pulls out a piece of paper and starts writing things down. You get the
This
feeling
is why I
like
don't
this
get
is a
my
very
full name.
isolated individual at this point. This job
Yes.
sucks ass, and he's sitting here like writing this all down. He's like, I gotta report Monmouth, the pirates. That are
We
Yeah,
just.
pirates are gone.
Sir,
Yes,
would you
we
like
just
to have
handled
dinner
that.
with us?
Oh, right.
You're out in the
Obvious.
middle of nowhere.
Big
It
deal.
would be
Why not some
no
company?
trouble at all.
I mean, I haven't
Honestly,
had
would-
camp
honestly, it would-
company in
It would
5
be
months.
our pleasure, sir.
Yeah. All
What's
right.
happening?
And he kind of looks around.
Just let
Everything is
Salvator be
damp
excited.
here, and there's like little puddles of water. It looks like a miserable place to spend a lot of your existence. He says, yeah,
Oh, for sure.
love.
Sunshine was 100% wingmanning for Salvatore, and they'll just wink at him.
Yeah,
I don't even notice. I'm so excited.
I'll get my good robes and I'll meet you.
I
And
personally very much enjoy those.
I'd love to meet the captains of the ships as well and apologize
Oh,
on behalf of the
no.
circle.
Of course.
Stick cheeks.
Farewell. Yeah.
We have quite a few eccentric individuals. Only so many can be interested in the Tillenvolt Peninsula and its flora and fauna.
Yeah, that's a. If you've been fighting pirates and visiting the Underdark, I guess the Tillenwald is a little tame. Not much going on there.
Do you have any information about it? We would love to know.
Barren wasteland, a lot of ruins. Not really my particular forte.
A lot of ruins. Do you know what cultures?
Ganath, I think, mostly. That was Tensor's area, and he's Lord knows where. This is a lot of private information. Look, let me get my good robes on, and I'll meet y'all down.
Of course.
Wonderful. We'll
Where
see
the
you there.
falling star, I assume the sails for you will look like the Circle of the Eight.
I'll be able to find you. Thank you.
Of course. And she'll just... Salvatore, we are leaving now. You have to...
Yes, we
Get everything
must
ready.
go.
And then we'll have to talk about making yourself presentable.
And you are also all, like, not Zahl drenched, but all still quite soaked in salt water, like, on top of the quite apparent damage to your physical form.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
All right.
I definitely feel walking off this thing is like walking to the edge and just dropping and just falling for a little bit.
Oh,
And then the wings flare out.
The water is finally settling properly now after that conversation, the flight back and forth. As you land on the falling star, you can see that the other two vessels have pulled up fairly close, and there's communication going on between Stink Cheeks and Oceanus right now.
Oh, poor Oceanus.
Fucking stink.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
You're fine.
What?
You did great.
What is
No,
that?
just not you. I don't
What? You
want
hear
you.
like this goblin screaming from the deck of the other ship, like
Oh,
gesturing up into the
no.
sky.
What if we? I don't have that spell. Never mind. Thank you for keeping the boat safe, and I suppose we'll redistribute people onto different ships. We're about to have a guest, a very important guest.
A very important.
Are you sure honest
guest.
understand?
Right.
Salvator, go to your room. Salvator, go to your room. You're getting heated, and it's not going to help anybody.
Actually, maybe you do. Do you have like you? I assume you want your best robes, and also maybe we don't talk about what your feet look like right now, or.
Talk about my feet.
Well,
It's my favorite statement.
maybe we just, we'll see.
Dude, your feet look like shit.
Anyway, we're about to have a very important guest, so any food that we have that's halfway decent. And then, God, what's the biggest? Wait, just keep everyone else out of the space where we eat for now. Possible. And until I say otherwise, please keep the other captains on their own ships.
Benny cheek.
After there's a little bit of conversation back and forth, and you see calling between the ships. Stink Cheeks kind of calms you. From what you hear of him, he's very upset that the timeline is being impacted, and he really wants to move on. He's also worried about the loss of the scouting vessels and the impact to the very important mission to him personally. But he doesn't, he understands that these things happen, so he's just a little worked up as he kind of burns a hole in the deck of his ship back and forth.
Oh Lord.
Who remains on deck and who's heading in different directions?
I am going to go up to Salvatore really fast and say, would you like your nails painted for your big date tonight?
Do people do this?
Yes.
Yes, I must. I must.
Oh my God, I love this.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, they will paint whatever
Make a performance
patterns you
check
want.
for me.
Performance or sleight of hand with my proficiency?
You tell you what, do sleight of hand with your proficiency.
I would love it to be the colors of the 8.
Okay. 21. And absolutely, that's what they're doing. So are we doing... Do they each have their own symbols, or is it just the symbol of the circle of the 8 on each one?
So there is a color that is associated with each mage of the 8. And Salvatore kind of outlines that for you.
And I have 8 fingers.
We'll do the thumbs with whatever your favorites are. How's that? Do you really only have 8 hands?
I do only have 4 claws on each.
perfect.
Yeah, 4 digits on each
Perfect.
hand, right? Yeah.
It was meant to be. They're just they're giving him a full nail spa before they paint his nail.
Oh,
This is marvelous.
So what happened here?
As you are painting his right hand, there is this black charred structure that, excuse me, left hand. There's this black charred structure that it makes.
No, it is the
up.
right hand. You're correct.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna make it.
No, you get.
Color gets absorbed
Water
into the
hose,
hand.
confused Govy brain.
Fully forgot my head was just a charred mess.
Yeah, it's like this huge mess as you take it and begin to paint it.
That's about right.
boy.
So
Keeps getting sucked in.
tethered to your soul.
It's rather unfortunate that.
It's a very friendly. I put the Bucknard one on the very little finger because you were like him.
Forgot about Bucknut.
Do you want to talk about it?
No. No. We will just let it be. I'm sure it'll be dragged out eventually. Best do it in a group.
Are you scared?
I'm scared that what I find out won't be worth it.
What would be worth it?
What indeed?
Thank you. All right, they'll finish painting his name.
Okay.
I'm going to, of course, be as presentable as possible. I'm also going to grab 2 of the books out of my study.
Okay, which ones?
The one that I found from Leomund,
Perfect.
and the one that taught me Mirror Spell.
Okay, God, which one was that?
It was a tome I found amongst a wizard's belongings, like some random old discarded belongings. But I found a tome that pieced it together.
You're right. Okay. Okay, cool.
I can try and go back in my notes and find
Wasn't
where
that
it
in the
was.
Underdark?
I don't think
I
it was
don't
the
think it was.
Underdark. Where did we go immediately after there? Because I think that's where it was.
I can't for the life of me remember where that tome came from.
Me neither. I'm not
think it
there
was
in
on
the
the
synopses yet.
It wasn't on a boat. It was on one of the islands, I believe.
Wait, did you get it from Orvis and Isin?
I don't
No.
think so, no.
No, didn't get it there.
Oh, it was in the basement of Conundrum Isle.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh,
was
yes,
in
I
the-
reached
it
into
was
the
the la-
bookshelf, which makes a
it was
lot
the
more sense
bookshelf.
now.
Yep.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, sir.
Killing it.
Okay. So,
That's why I was like, where were we that was on land?
yeah.
I don't remember.
Where were we?
Me
Wasn't
too.
it?
Where did that
Oh,
come
shit,
Land
it was
that
somewhere.
often.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you pull those 2 books out.
And I will have them at the dinner.
Okay. So it takes about 15 minutes. Demi, Zahl, anything you guys are wanting to do?
Ring out.
I prestidigitation us dry,
Nice.
and then I
fucking love you.
shift. Yeah, I watch you like wringing your shirt out, and I'm like, oh, just hand that to me.
Takes
And
all
then-
the daggers out of the coat, starts throwing it out.
And then I will stay on deck and just make my outfit a little more fancy and presentable.
Okay. As you are, as you're standing on deck, kind of making yourself presentable, at about probably 20 minutes after landing, Nistel just manifests in thin air in the center of the deck. He looks a little better kept. His hair outside of this is kind of flattened down a little bit, and it's a little less crazy. There's kind of still a little springy, dark, long hair that, again, still cuts off here, but it's kind of fallen in a little bit more, a little closer to his head. He's wearing a patchwork, again, all colors of the rainbow coat, but this one has, like, a large kind of cuff here and a large trim that is in sort of this, like, brassy, shiny color that runs down around and around his knees, and he steps forward. Captain Demi, pleasure to be
Hello.
aboard. Thank you.
Of course. Welcome to the Falling Star.
Those are some fancy sails.
Thank you. We got them off a pirate.
Fair.
Yes, you're welcome to look at them. We've got a couple of magical things that Salvator found interesting that you might.
Sure, might have to. Depends how long you're staying with me here. And this
Of course.
balloon thing is just floating off in the horizon, kind of sitting up over the ships now, off to the side, just hovering there.
Of course. Oceanus, you have the till, please. And then...
Of course, Captain Demi.
Oh boy.
He's doing
And
it
then
'cause
she...
he's a little fancy guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, he's trying real hard. It's very cute. And she will lead the Archmage to the place where they eat.
Okay, so you lead this Archmage down into the Falling Star, it's a utilitarian vessel. There is no, like, Captain's Dining Hall, and you lead him down into the kind of mess hall where you guys have breakfast a lot of the time. And I assume you've asked one of the crew to, like, cook up a meal.
Yeah.
It's not
I
there
would have
yet.
asked Heinrich.
Heinrich, okay, Heinrich is moving on it. You hear some swearing coming from the kitchen for a little bit. Motherfucking son of a... but you make your way down into the mess hall, and he kind of leans and ducks in and follows you, just seemingly grateful to be out of the confines of that box, as he kind of makes his way down. And he stands out in this space. It just is jarring to see. There's a presence and an air about him of someone familiar to authority and power, and quite old. As he walks, he kind of just kind of stands and waits for you to show him where to sit in this small room. And he seems, again, a little larger than life. He takes up more space than he actually does as a person physically.
Yeah. You're welcome to sit anywhere. We're very lax on that.
Thank you.
Everyone should be here relatively soon.
Right. And he just kind of, it's a bench, and he kind of like leans, and then he kind of goes like this, and it shifts backwards a little bit, and he kind of steps over it and sits down.
Nice.
Style. Like it.
I think Zahl would probably show up because Zahl didn't have a lot to do other than just take his jacket off because he already looks fancy. And I think Zahl would walk in holding to Demi a very familiar sort of broken chain mail and would just go,
Oh no.
Salvator's going to kill you.
Kill me.
Leave it in the corner.
No, I have to ask. It'll be 5 seconds.
A polite
It'll be
dinner and a
5
polite
seconds.
conversation. As
You're
your
right.
captain, you put that back in your room.
I love it.
But as your best friend,
Ask your guest for favors after.
I'm not asking for a favor. I'm asking for guidance because I don't know how this stuff works.
God.
I just
I think-
realized
I
this
think
is the
it's
room
very
Sunshine
clear.
sleeps in, so I think they're
Yeah.
just leaning against a wall watching. And they've recently painted like individual landscapes for everyone where their bunks are usually, although I imagine we tied those off, so they're just like random landscapes and like pinups and shit across the wall.
Nistel is currently very intentionally ignoring the engagement between Demi and Zahl politely and looking at the paintings as an excuse not to engage with it, as he's like,
We will wait until after dinner.
Give a favor.
Why can I not just ask now? It'll be 5 seconds. If he's like, I don't know, then I can just throw it back in my room and it's nothing.
You think he's going to say he doesn't know?
I don't know what he's going to say. I don't like to presume people's thoughts.
I apologize. Anyway, do you want us to call you Archmage or Nistel or...
Nistel is fine.
Oh, okay. Nistel, we found an enchanted thing that's broken, and my friend would like you to ask you about it.
Of course. Please. And he gestures at the table in front of him. He's like being polite. He's in your house. He sunk 2 of your ships, so he's like,
Yeah.
normally he would be fairly offended by
The
this,
first
but
thing
yeah.
everyone asks the wizard when they see them. It's like,
No,
what
I
is
just-
this?
No, I don't need. Hi, Zahl. We found this when we fought Monmurg, who was actually Simbarot.
Pulls out the
We'll tell you
notebook
that
and starts
story.
writing again.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing this on purpose. Zahl is 100% doing the buttering him.
You
But we
are
found
all a
this-
well of information. This is wonderful. Thank you.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know. I had talked to a blacksmith, and he said that there was like magical elements, and I'm kind of a. I have a deal with a god type of a thing.
Sure. Normal stuff.
Yeah. I like you a lot already.
Cool.
But I don't know how magic actually works, and they said that if they were to repair it, it would take away the magic. Do you know how this works, or like what? I don't want to
this
presume,
is
obviously.
Elven in nature, clearly.
Yep, clearly.
Probably maybe 600 pre-circle founding. A little
Oh,
earlier
wow.
than that. So,
Wow,
nearly 1,000 years old.
that's crazy.
Just based off the metal. But, I mean, you need probably either somebody who can, like, fabricate to fix that, or an artificer. Pretty impressive
Cool.
magic.
Oh, gotcha, yeah. Actually, our friend Salvator, I've seen him do it before. It didn't click.
You don't say.
I'm pumping you up. You better love me right now.
You're giving me chores to do later.
Am I? No, actually, he's quite the wizard. In fact, I know he's made his own spells. He's talked about them, and he may actually be able to cast in his sleep. We're not sure about that.
I knew a guy who did that once.
Really?
Yeah, leveled 3 buildings.
Oh,
That's a lot of building.
Maybe we should stop having Salvatore find so many spell books.
Yep.
Excuse you?
Anyway,
How long you been, Mr. Nistel? We're just waiting for Salvator. He is the most interesting person of our group. As he arrives,
true.
I'm sure. We won't get a word in edgewise.
You all seem fascinating. And to answer your prior question, Sunshine, I like this one. And he points to like this kind of hilly landscape that you've got along one way. He says, "Is that the Lord Mill Mountains near Celine?"
Is it? Okay.
It's a direction you traveled at one point
Yeah, I
when
was
you were
about to
headed
say, I know
northwards.
that they've been there, I just wasn't sure if, yeah.
If you want it to be, or it could be whatever you want. I was yes-anding.
No, I think that's perfect. That is perfect yes-anding. I was afraid to wrong yes-and.
Well done. It's from the northern side, yeah? Looking south.
It is. I've only been there once. I'm not sure if I quite captured the light.
Oh, I think you nailed it. Done a lot of traveling you guys have then, huh?
Certainly. You must have yourself. You're a long way from Greyhawk, sir.
Used to do a lot more. Now I mostly sit on that thing.
How long?
5 months. It's
I
a small amount of time, but I get fidgety.
don't mean to pry. What is that thing? It's just kind of
Roll a persuasion check for me.
okay. Oh, I'm stealing your rolls again.
You got a 2.
I did.
Salvatore walks in and goes, Zahl! Shut up!
Persuasion, you say? That would be a 25.
And I will say, Salvatore, unless you're dying, like, you're well and truly good to come down as well.
No. I'll
Make an
yeah,
appearance.
anytime I show up is fine.
Okay. Well, your clearly arcane friend, Salvatore, mentioned that you are apparently familiar with the issue with the Underdark. That's our attempt to account for it, given that we can't seal the hole.
May I ask where you're getting the new water?
Waterplane.
That track?
We have a contract with the Merit over there.
But I mean, what is the
Ooh.
thing that you're after?
Huh?
I mean, like, what is that thing that you're up in? I've never seen anything. Does it have the ability to
Oh.
genuinely float?
Yeah, Rary and I came up with that. It's called a hot air balloon.
Oh, that's interesting.
So simple.
It does the trick. Good to see you, Salvatore.
Hello. Sorry I'm late.
I feel like I'm the only
Zahl?
person sitting. I'd love for you
What's
all
up?
to join me.
Yes, please. Zahl,
Is
get
he
the fucking
seated?
chainmail off the table.
Salvatore, first of all, Salvatore, I told
We are
you.
not having this conversation.
Salvatore,
Put it away, or it's gone forever.
Salvatore,
Excuse me. We'll just be a minute.
one moment. Salvatore, I talked you up.
Crystal, are you?
I made you seem very cool.
Oh,
Did you show
I
him
said-
this chainmail?
yes.
I don't know what you...
Did you show him this chainmail?
Isn't this
Crystal,
seated?
I'm so sorry.
I showed him the chainmail because I told him that you killed a dragon.
A little joke we have with each other.
That is what that's exactly what happened.
And I walk away.
Sunshine tries to guide
Sid.
Salvatore to sit next to Nistel.
I said,
Oh, your seat, the one you
Oh,
always
yes,
sit
the one
in.
I
right
always.
here.
This is my chair. I
Yes, right
carve
there.
my name in it real quick. This is my name right there.
Look at that.
So, what were you all talking about?
The device.
Glares itself for a second.
so
The hot
So
air
you're
balloon
saying
outside.
that you can't. I just assumed that the Circle of Eight would be the one group of people that would be able to close a hole in the Underdark.
Oh, we've tried for about
Oh,
400 years.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Hmm.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you switch off who spends time here?
Well, this is our most recent venture, and because I goofed a little, so they put me. I mean, I helped design it, so I was the right choice to run it. And it doesn't have to be done forever. The water levels go down fairly slowly, but every once in a while,
Makes sense.
top it back up.
And you said you have a deal with the water plane?
Yeah, I mean, in so much as you can deal with the denizens of the water plane, sure, Mordenkainen. I'm sharing a lot of information with you guys. It's probably...
I apologize. We have that effect on people, actually.
Sure, yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen the fucking thing already, so who am I to...
It's true.
Yeah, so we pump water from the water plane through that crystal.
I get really anxious that he's sharing one. Like, oh no.
So,
We're gonna die.
you all right? Anyway,
Please
yes.
continue.
Solves a problem.
Interesting.
Keep you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just wondered if you had anything to do, if you had spare time. 5 months is maybe a short time for you, but it seems an eon for me to be stuck in one place.
I mean, you know, I can dip out now and again. I was on it, and this just happened, so don't like to leave it unsupervised. But I could slip out now and again, you know. But I'm a wizard. I can keep myself busy.
Would you?
If you're bored, we're going to explore a peninsula.
I have to stay with that
Oh,
thing.
phew,
Makes sense.
far
No.
too busy. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I am
Have
fascinated
you
to
looked
hear you're just looking for fauna and flora.
And
Yes.
monsters of sorts.
Mhm.
Whatever's there.
It's a weird place down there.
Also, when we leave, should we like let you know so you can turn that off
I assume
next
he will
time?
Well,
I
mean,
thoughts
with-
for the future.
we haven't seen people this far south in years, so we assumed we were good to run it. It's a very big ocean, and we set up a paperwork process for them to report any cross-sea adventures, but with the pirates, nobody's been doing it, and maybe some wires got crossed there, or a clerk missed something.
It's possible because I feel like the king said something about reaching out to Greyhawk, but I could be mistaken.
It is a very big organization, so
I
a lot
see.
of cogs.
It's fair. It's wonderful to meet you.
Yeah.
Never.
Mhm.
At this point,
Yeah.
Heinrich pushes in with like it's salted meat that he's attempted to like garnish, but there's not a lot of vegetables left. You're on week 3,
Yep.
so it's mostly like meat and grain, and that's about all that can be provided. So he does his best with it and sets it onto the table. For what
Thank
it's
you,
worth,
Heinrich.
Nistel doesn't seem to have a problem with it. You get the vibe that he's one of those people who eats solely so that he can pursue whatever else he's doing, and that it's
It's
a
exist.
requirement. Yeah, and he's not particularly. He just kind of is like, and starts putting food in his mouth.
Yes.
I see. I apologize. I'm not as familiar with the Circle of the Eight as Salvator is. I'm from Gryrax myself. What is your speciality?
And Salvatore, you would know, Nistel's the dabbler.
Oh, he does a little bit of everything.
He does a little bit of everything,
Gotcha.
I did an oops.
and it's a bit of a point of
Dabbler.
contention for him. Because everyone else has their specialization, and he's always been the one that like supports the rest of the circle in whatever it is they're doing.
Do I also know that this probably isn't what he looks like?
This is the way he portrays himself to the public. You know that.
Yes.
This is his
This
public
is his public
image.
face.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
You've heard that the circle doesn't maintain. None of them maintain their original physical appearance, whatever that would be.
Gotcha. I won't mention it, but I just want to know if I knew that part.
I do a little bit of everything.
Oh,
I
jack of all
respect that.
trades.
I respect it.
I do that.
A healthy balance. Never hurt anyone.
Does the trick. I've gotten to see some pretty incredible things from my peers because of it. So a little bit of everything.
It's wonderful.
What's
Ah.
your favorite story to tell
It's my favorite story.
from your adventures?
Oh boy. Well, adventuring. It's been a long time. Like,
Well, you do amazing things across the world. I consider that adventure.
all right. I mean, before the circle founding, like we were out in the world proper. But that was 600 years ago.
Yeah.
Most recently, and he's kind of like, you see him plumbing through
Things he can talk about?
a lot of information that he's not allowed to talk about. And it is this weird experience with Nistel. He's strangely down to earth for somebody that seems to be wrapped up in a hell of a lot of stuff. As he's kind of sitting here contemplating, he looks to you, Zahl, and says, I mean, there was a time that I helped Dormage figure out how to invert an entire city to trick some of the folks up north into believing he was a god for about 10 years. That was pretty neat.
Oh, I love that. That's...
And he's like attempting to avoid anything that would dox him, or the Circle of Eight. And struggles.
Yes, the dormant
Can I-
version is one of my favorite tales.
Can I make
I'm glad you
that
heard it.
like a-
Yeah. What did you hear about my involvement? Sorry.
Oh my god.
It bared Dormant's name, so it was particularly about him. I don't think they'd written about your involvement.
Sure. Yeah, sounds about right.
But I'm sure it was mostly your idea.
I did the heavy lifting,
That poor
course.
baby.
Yeah.
Us who do the heavy lifting never get the credit.
That's. He's gonna insight check you.
I'm thinking that is throwing fucking daggers across the table.
Say, wait,
Salvator.
hold on.
He kind of gives you a nod. It's non-committal either way. You're not sure. Sure. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Captain, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna ask out of character if Demi had ever heard stories of a place in the north having a god, and like, is that like a thing that they
Make a
actually would
history
know?
check for me.
I'm just immediately here. That's not hello. That is a 19 plus. Where's my history? 10.
So there is
29.
a story of a nation far to the northeast of like Nirund, which is where Travosi harkens from, named Ten, T-E-N-H. And they're kind of isolated from the rest of the world in that there's the Rakers and basically the Goliath tribes along the eastern coast, supposedly. To the south, you literally have the Bone Marches, and to the west, it's mostly like the bandit baronies and bandit kingdoms. And so they tend to operate quite isolated from the rest of the world, despite being, for all intents and purposes, allied with the Circle of Eight. But they have some very strange beliefs, and they do apparently have a god. They tell us tale of a god who is the god of turning things inside out, who is particularly important to them.
And he said, what Circle of the Eight he helped do that?
Dwarmage.
Conjuration specialist.
Earlier, he's wearing a different robe now, but he was wearing another patchwork robe.
Yeah,
More
he's
simple
got
than this
two
one.
patchwork robes.
Sunshine is going to just go to their trunk, pull out a like a scrap of fabric, and just start painting on it.
Kind of glances curiously. And he in these moments where there are very clearly some awkward silences that fall just because of this engagement, he has no problem sitting in it. Again, you get the feeling this is an individual who spends a lot of time in quiet contemplation alone.
I'm going to do something that might not be as subtle as Salvator wants it to be.
Interesting.
He is going to begin to slowly cast Minor Illusion
Okay.
That's just sort of this ethereal like fog, but it's going to form into the triangle of the Brotherhood.
Okay.
And he wants to gauge the reaction he gets.
So you're trying to cast it secretively, but you want him to see it?
I want it to just like sort of be there when he looks in that direction, and I want to get like almost like if there is a surprised reaction, I want to see if I can get what that is.
So
without any sort of like facade being.
Do a sleight of hand for me.
Okay, that's fair.
I rolled low for him.
Sleight of hand. 14?
Okay. Surprisingly, and I rolled really, really, really low. Despite being a seasoned spellcaster, you do seem to manage, which is a testament to your skill, to slip this off without him catching you. He's quite focused currently as Sunshine is painting this patch. It's drawing his attention. And then you want him to look at it and see it.
I want to see if he notices it, and two, what his reaction is upon noticing it. If it's like a, oh shit, these guys are evil, or if it's like a, oh, interesting. I know what that is. In any way.
Okay. I want an insight check from you.
Fuck. He rolled a 2 to whatever he's trying to conceal from me.
Oh, you monster.
Yes!
And I rolled a 12.
Okay.
Oh, well.
As it takes him a minute to notice the symbol, and when he looks at it, you know this is a practiced world leader. There is no way in hell that he's going to give off this, and so you pluck at that string of fate and drop it down to a 2 in the meta. What was it?
I rolled
on your insight?
12.
12. Unfortunately, even with a 2, his face is stony.
But does he react to it after that?
He looks at it and very blatantly looks right at it, but there's intentionally no reaction to it.
Understood.
For the time being.
I will, after I see the blatantly no reaction, I let it go.
Okay. Kind of. And he's still sitting there, enjoying the meal. Small conversation kind of breaks out. He asks a lot of questions of you all. So I would be curious as to what extent you're willing to share regarding the incidents around Monmurg and the Black Isle and those sorts of things. A lot of what you guys have been accomplishing, he has not been particularly connected to the world for. And so a lot of this is surprisingly news to him. But he makes a document of it. And he very blatantly writes almost everything down that you share with him. I'm going to assume you avoid the Brotherhood, barring Salvator's current magical casting.
If
I
any of you
avoid the
noticed
death
that,
god thing. But
I wasn't trying to hide it from them either.
Okay.
So if they notice it as well, they can.
Demi's
react
passive
however they like
perception,
to.
Sunshine's passive perception, definitely both get it. Zahl, what's your passive again?
10.
Zahl.
Where was it?
It was like right out on the table, right?
Yeah, it was like down at the table, like next to a teacup or something.
What?
10.
Unfortunately, Adam, you don't catch it with the 12.
It's fine.
Did someone scratch that into the table?
What?
No, it's an illusion, and he kind of like waves his hand through it.
Salvator?
And his waving is how it goes away.
Thank you.
Just trying something out.
Oh.
So, you spend a lot of time by yourself here. I suppose you would need something to keep you busy, correct?
Oh, I mean, yes, little spell construction and whatnot, dabbling in the arcane. You know how it is.
Dabbling, of course. I pull out the mirror spell book.
What you got
Mirror
here?
spell book.
Spellbook.
I
He
hand
immediately
it
gets
over to
excited, and you see him begin to like kind of. He gets more fidgety, and he's like,
I just slide it over towards him and said, "This is something I came across on my journeys that has proven quite useful."
"Holy shit!"
Straight up, Salvatore showing off his nails at that moment.
This is why I noticed these.
This one's you.
You point very slowly.
He clocks the nails, and he's not certain that it's like he's like, those are the colors. Interesting. But
This
there
is
is
my
you've just put a
favorite.
spell book in front of a fucking wizard.
Yeah.
Uh,
Obviously, I wouldn't pay attention to my nails either.
And he begins flipping through. He says, and it falls into silence for about 10 minutes as he begins, and he pauses at a page that's quite familiar to you, Salvator, and it is the one with the mirror spell markings. And he flips back a little bit and then forward, and you see him going through the theory. And he goes, "Where did you get this?"
From the aforementioned Theodore Salamor.
Solomon.
Solemn.
Salamor.
I must have my own name.
There's
Now,
like 5 people that know how to do this in the world.
Who are the other
6.
4?
Most of them are in the circle.
I was gonna say 6, and he points at Salvatore.
Look at you.
Can you cast this?
I've done it multiple times, yes.
Did it today.
To get to your
That
ship.
is true.
Interesting.
He's very good, our wizard.
He's
That's
amazing.
impressive.
Honestly.
You figured this out on your own too, because this isn't the full spell.
Hey, some trials and repeating filled in the blanks.
Oh, bravo, Salvatore. You ever in Greyhawk, you let me know.
Damn it.
I do so desperately want to go. Never been.
Oh, it is a beautiful, beautiful city.
I've heard.
It is nice. You should really go sometime.
It'd be nice to go there
We-
sometime.
I'm sorry, did I say something to...
Oh,
no,
absolutely
no,
not.
no, of
No.
course not.
Your families,
We,
they're mercenaries, aren't they?
yes, very martial.
Yeah.
I'm sure they wouldn't want someone like me hanging around getting in their way. Plus, we are so busy on the seas currently on our voyage. But I might stop in sometime eventually.
All right, well, this is impressive. And he kind of pushes the book back towards you. And you said Salt Marsh.
Yes.
Yes.
In an
A little
outpost. that-
lighthouse.
This is where you
Apparently-
spoke to Mordenkainen.
that's what
Mordenkainen
they keep
spoke
saying.
to us. Only the 2 of us were there, and 2 of our friends. There's essentially Theodore Solomon behind a big wall that I figured out was musically inclined and arcane lock. There's a library and a teleport, and
That sounds part of the
our
course.
friends that aren't here, actually, yeah, the 2 friends that aren't here, ended up touching it. We didn't know what it was.
Oh, you touched one of
before-
Mordenkainen's things?
Yeah, it was before Salvatore was with us.
He broke
so we
it, didn't
didn't
he?
actually.
He
Yeah,
did.
right down the
He did.
center.
And I just asked, how do you use it? And he just
Okay,
straight
I
up
know it's a
snapped.
I
So
know
much
it's
to
a soul
repair.
sensitive. I know.
To be fair, he has left things lying around that have killed hundreds of people, so he's a little touchy.
So
I mean,
he
I
just
understand.
breaks it normally.
Yeah.
That's
Safe.
fair. I mean, and to be completely honest, fair.
I'm sorry, it is really weird to be sitting on a boat in the middle of the ocean talking to people who are familiar with Mordenkainen. This is
Well, no,
all
familiar
very
is a-
surreal.
Familiar
We're not-
is
we're
a.
not
I'm
familiar.
sorry. Familiar is a very. He's spoken to our heads once. Zol
You-
comes across sassy even when not intended, and he did.
You've spoken
Break
to
it.
him more this year than I have.
Oh, well, that's so sad. Aren't you friends?
That's funny.
Do you have any friends on the 8, or is that just
Some friends, some are colleagues.
he falls in the colleague section then?
He follows in the boss kind of section.
I don't think he has friends.
No,
That's more the issue.
it's spot
That
on.
is also sad. That's. Oh,
He's
I
not
mean-
on this plane a lot. I have got to stop talking.
I
Honestly,
mean, that's
I could use-
And
fair.
I'm like, Jesus, dude.
I just want
He's
to.
Hagriding it up.
Yeah, he's like, I have
I just
been
kind of want to put this out
alone
there.
for too long.
I should not have said that.
Trust me.
You get
we
the
are
he's letting
very
this
good
all
at
out because
keeping
he's
our
been
mouth shut.
trapped in a little metal box for 5 months, and he's like,
That's fair.
We're very good at keeping our mouths shut, so don't worry about it.
And I'm mostly just curious because I don't know. But who is your closest friend on the circle then?
Probably Rary.
And their specialty is?
Divination, I believe.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right, actually.
Divination?
That's your boy.
Yep, you are spot on, Sean. Divination.
That's what Salvator's is too.
You don't say.
I may have borrowed one of their original works for my own.
Wait a minute. Did you do that thing to me?
What?
Rary does it. They see lines of potential.
When would that have been?
You
Earlier
cheeky
today,
son of a bitch.
or- Listen, all right.
You
didn't react.
Did you
Hey,
just...
didn't react to it, all right? Hey,
That's because I don't exist in multiple timelines.
so you do know what it is.
That's impressive.
I don't exist in multiple timelines.
Divination wizards are all the same, you are.
Holy.
We do tend to travel in herds.
Do you?
Really?
No, actually,
I don't know what I was
it's a little. You get a couple of them. I've seen Rary do that simultaneously to another divination wizard, and it did not end well.
Did it tear a rift in the fabric of reality or something?
We had to go get one of them from the abyss.
What?
That sounds like a wonderful.
That's a possibility?
Anything's
It's all very interesting.
Shit.
He feels more comfortable with this line of conversation because he's just bullshitting at this point, and it's not secrets. And he kind of settles into this little bit of and now some familiarity has been gained. There's a little bit more of a back and forth. Salvator's less swooning and more kind of like going at it with him, and it becomes a little more.
He became impressed with me, and now I'm like, good, another one. Yes, aha, I'm great.
All right,
I
calm
think
down.
I think at some point during the conversation, Zahl will go, Salvator's made like his own spells.
Oh, can I
I'm
see
sorry.
your spell book?
No, they're not mine.
What?
I think that's rather. I don't understand how it works. I used to collect spell books little, but that's not how my magic works. So
what is your magic? How do you do? He's got his god. He points at Zahl.
Yeah.
Wizard. Your
are you aware of a plane of harmonics? Almost. Have you ever talked to a bard about, and she just like makes the lyre appear from the plane.
Experienced a lot of bards, but conversations with bards tend to be an experience.
I know. So I was talking to Salvatore about how I was trying to Salvatore. I can see your face. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to, because when I can do spells, but I could never learn one from a book, and so I have to figure out how it works for me. But for instance, so if I was sending,
right?
well,
No,
stop talking like that.
sorry,
No, that's how I count. Mine's the flowery one.
Oh.
It's mostly so for instance, this lyre, and she'll poof Bims in.
Start to write.
My familiar.
That is
go
a
to
pseudo
this-
dragon.
It is. This is Bims. He wasn't always my familiar. I made him that way over time.
Oh, cool.
So he there's like a plane where they go, and when I'm reaching out for power and spells, my also go there. For instance, you have a note, and if I were trying to send to you, if you were on
So
this
you're talking about a
plane,
demi plane, but it's further reaching.
yes. So for instance, I do my sending through there, and everyone has a different note or song or sort of.
You ever get into this plane?
I've never gone. Bims goes. That's where I find him, because I don't think Salvatore, you can't see him when he goes away, can you?
I cannot.
So it's not
Not
ethereal.
ethereal.
He looks at your rose.
We say it at the same time.
He knows exactly like every item you're wearing.
These two just became best friends.
Does he know every item I'm wearing?
But not that one, but most of them.
But yes, so I've been trying to figure out how exactly one would write magical theory about the harmonic plane is just kind of what I've been calling it. But if I were reaching out to you to send, I would have to find your particular song, and what you sound like.
So the thing is, here's the logic in my brain, all right? And I'm not a bard, so bear with me.
Yes.
What you're talking about sounds like a demi-plane. Wizards use these all the time, hop
Ironic.
in and out, little how... Oh yeah, because that's good.
Yeah.
But other people's signatures don't exist in demi-planes. You can't find other people in them. They are their own isolated space, this bubble out on the ethereal plane, for all intents and purposes.
Yes.
The fact that you can use this plane to contact other people suggests it functions more like the Feywild, or the Shadowfell, or like one of the mirror planes. You get what I'm talking about, Salvator? And he like looks at Salvator. He's like,
Yes, one that folds over our own.
yeah, it's like one of the mirror planes. Like it's layered under. So, because again, if you were to go to an outer plane or an inner plane, you wouldn't be able to see other figures. There's a representation of people in the prime material plane in this space. That alludes to an entire plane in and of itself, which is fast. And he just starts going into arcane theory and gets like down this rabbit hole with it.
Right.
Righteous.
Is that something that people would be interested in? Because I do understand the frustration of trying to talk to another person that can do things and then not being able to explain how.
I mean, probably don't tell every wizard, because you'll become like a fixation.
Little guinea pig.
A what?
Yes, a guinea pig is probably the right word.
They'll
They're gonna
try to figure it out at your detriment.
let me be
Oh.
honest to you. My mind, when you said the Bims went there, I said, okay, how do we get a tracking device stuck to Bims and then send him over to follow it? Like that immediately. That's
She
how
pops
wizard.
Bims out
Yeah.
while she's
So
talking.
look, I'm giving you that transparently because that's how we function. So just yes.
Salvatore, did you ever put a tracker on my pseudo-dragon?
No, but I did facet the idea that you could be used as a planar key to get there.
That's
if
right.
I ever learn how.
That is very good. All
I
right.
don't
Yeah, I
like
like that.
that.
Yeah. Because you're
You call
clearly
it
the
Demi's
you're a focal
plane.
point to that plane.
Demi's law.
If you've got this
You call it
connection,
Debbie's
God,
plane.
you're the
Yes.
key.
Yeah.
But again,
Get it?
if you're ever
Ironic.
interested and you feel like it, send for me if you're in Greyhawk. Maybe we can take a
Of
look.
course.
I got 2 months maybe on the rig.
Great. So maybe if we're in Greyhawk in 2 months' time, we can...
That's fascinating. That genuinely.
I think...
Are you all
I
right?
never
I'm
thought
sorry.
I never thought about it like that. So just you and Salvatore's great. That's enough people to talk to.
Yeah. I
Not Mordenkainen ever, as everyone seems.
do not tell him.
Got it. Got it. Sorry.
You might already know.
Stop that.
That's the
Anyway,
problem. Son of a bitch knows everything.
beautiful.
and you don't worry that he can hear you when you say things like that?
I mean,
So
if
what?
you spend your entire life worrying about if people can hear you, that's a miserable life to live.
Yes, the answer is usually yes. And that's more terrifying.
Oh. All right.
So
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract.
you can reach into a harmonic plane. You have a
Yes.
god, and you're a wizard. Sunshine.
Yes.
I harness the light of the stars to manifest into the material plane. Then I also do this, and they will, out of the scar in their sternum, pull their rain cloud manifestation of themselves. This is me.
That is
Other me.
a lot of different magics all going on at one time with you, isn't it?
None of
I
us
too
know.
dabble.
I like
None of
that.
us know.
Nothing wrong with dabbling. And your source, a god, arcana.
It's interesting. A god Serduir led me to this, but he is not the source of it. Source is the stars itself, and then they'll gesture to like the nebulas and auroras and their scars. And I'm not exactly sure where I pull these out of. Me and not me.
Interesting. Fascinating. Saraduir, you said.
Serdu, yes.
All
He's
right.
lovely.
That's a weird one.
Why do you say that?
Fairly new deity.
No.
What
What are you telling me
constitutes-
about him? He is quiet.
I mean, I don't know much more than that. Rolled onto the scene. maybe 1,000 years ago or so, by our records. I wasn't around then. Doesn't really seem interested most of the time. Or like it's got its own business. I don't know. Definitely tied to the astral plane. But I don't think it's
Doesn't
from
make sense.
there.
No? Where do you think he's from?
I don't know. That Rary could talk to you more about.
Very good.
Or Leomund if he wasn't.
He
Yes, what
wasn't.
did happen to Liam?
You tell me.
That was a space.
I hit the book on the desk.
What you got there? Is that a first
His
edition?
works. Indeed.
Yeah.
Of course.
Slides it over. Again, there's another 5 minutes of like flipping it.
Mhm.
I mean, that was a big screw up on our part because that was a PR nightmare when one of the Circle of the Eight just goes missing, and we were just gonna, you know, maybe throw one of Tensor's clones out there, masked as him, it'd be fine. But you did not hear that.
No, that's hilarious, honestly.
This is. How old is this? Where did you find this?
I found it in a dragon's hoard.
That's where all good shit comes from.
And how it got there is more telling.
This is his handwriting.
Indeed. An older version of himself correcting his work.
He flips through to the spell at the back and begins like tracing it. I know better to ask you if I can keep this, but can I spend a little time with it before y'all depart?
I have no reason to say no.
Great, great. How would you mind staying a day or so?
I look at everyone else.
I think a day is fine. We need to redistribute these ships and everything anyway.
Really sorry about that.
It's okay. They're not my ships, but it is upsetting. If it had been my ship, would have been.
Who's the current king? Scody?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright. That'll be fine. We'll send one of the, I don't know, maybe Bucknerd over, make an appearance. He'll feel honored.
Make sure he tells him that Simbarot is dead.
Yeah. That is... You handled that with Kyoland?
That's where I found that book.
Yes.
He's been lurking in that little shithole for a long time.
Technically, it was just us who
You
handled
knew?
it.
We assumed.
Oh.
Morgan kind of had a thing about messing with the balance. Said we shouldn't do it.
We need to take
Well-
care of our own affairs from time to time.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He's got this
We
thing
messed
about
with the
coddling the prime material plane. I don't know.
Well, we handled it, so
Well done. That is an old creature.
he was a dick.
He really was.
An
What did he look
absolute
like?
Dick. Like a dick. No, a blue dragon with no arm, but and then
Blue
he
dragon
went
with
as
no
a human pirate with no hand, so
Dude, the dumb trope of
disguise.
putting a hook there.
yes, right?
He literally did the hook thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, he put a hook where his hand was.
Dragons.
We met a very nice one, I think.
Oh yeah,
Do you know other dragons?
I've met a few.
We met Oki the trickster.
I have not.
Copper dragon towards the north soon.
Ah,
I'm sure that
coppers
your
are fine.
circle already knows,
That's not
but
going to be a problem. Well, that might screw
What?
with people a little bit, but
Josh, what was the name of the dragon that created Dragonborn? I forgot their.
oh, what do you do this
Oh, it was
to
like
me?
Nasisi?
Yeah,
Narcissus.
Narcissus.
it's like Narcissus.
Yeah.
Narcissus.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet Narcissus?
You guys know a lot of history, huh?
I think at this point, Zahl kind of turns,
pulls the back so you can see the scales on his back, and then like puts his shirt back.
Is that the source of your knowledge?
Yuan-Ti.
No, it's my people. It's the story of my people.
You're awful far from home. Well, I guess you're closer than the... No, yeah, you're pretty far from home.
I was born in Gryrax, to my knowledge at least. That's where I grew up. But did you ever meet?
No. No.
Didn't know. Have you ever been to the Amarillo jungle?
Can't say I have.
Anybody on the 8?
Possibly, but we keep our secrets from each other.
Makes sense.
I don't know, the elves did them pretty dirty.
I've read. It's a tome that I found actually in the Dragon Hoard about the early elves, kind of just watching everything go between everybody. So
Ancient history at this point now.
could Serdawir be a primal force? I'm just thinking because in the books that I've read about the Amarillo jungle, one of the things that's mentioned is Seth, the Yuan-Ti god, evil one, nasty. But they don't say that he's a god specifically. They almost speak of him as a primal entity.
I'm not our historian.
True.
From what I can tell, and you get the feeling that saying he's not a historian in this group means that his knowledge is quite in depth, but not comprehensive. I mean, it goes back to there are things far older than us out there.
True.
I mean, a lot of people, the Circle of Eight are akin unto gods. They're this weird, vague, amalgamous force that works in strange ways, right? But I'm just a person sitting here having dinner with you in the middle of the ocean. So they could be related, or they could be completely independent from each other. There's a lot of chaos out there, which is kind of why Mordenkainen is the way he is.
Makes sense. It was just something I was thinking of.
It's fair.
Since he's Serdawir is new.
It's an interesting thought.
If Sid is mentioned in that book, I don't think he's new.
No, I was speaking of Serdawir. Because Serdawir is new, and in the book they referenced Set as always a primal entity. So I was wondering if maybe Serdawir was something akin to that who ascended into a godhood position.
I mean, I've seen my fair number of things gain sentience, so...
Really?
Sure.
It's the oddest thing you've ever seen grow a consciousness.
That's
Teapot?
a great question. What?
What?
Don't ask me.
Was it nice?
I'm kind of a dick.
But,
Is that where that child song came from, though?
I don't think so.
Can you sing it for us? I'm not familiar with the song.
I don't. It's been years.
Short and
Oh,
stout.
come on.
Okay.
Here's
Sunshine
my
Tuesday got-
hello,
Gotta try
here's
this.
my-
If you guys continue, there's like kind of
Yeah.
banter back and forth, a few conversations. He kind of closes up if you push any further about circle business. A lot of the things he alludes to
Finally.
are
Salvator's like, we're gonna die.
Like, I appreciate that organization. Please stop revealing all their secrets.
well, even the things he's revealed, they're
I
not
know.
like
I know.
the deepest, darkest things on the planet.
This organization's the shit. Please stop ruining it for me.
So, with that, he kind of is like, do you mind then if I take this book?
Of course.
Great. Excellent. I'll get it back to you tomorrow evening.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Can I give you this?
What's that?
they're going to hand over the patch, and it looks like the Magician tarot card, but instead of saying the Magician, it says the Dabbler, and it has, instead of holding up a wand, it's got water siphoning from, like, this watery space, and then flowing down the arm, and it points below. You see, like, darker, like... But Sunshine's never been to the Underdark, so they have no idea, but just, like, darker water pouring down through the other side.
You look at that. Thank you, Sunshine. Appreciate it.
For your cloak of many colors, of course.
Coolest patch I've gotten yet. He kind of puts it into a bag, disappears. All right. Thank you all for the wonderful meal, the wonderful company. Please, again, do not mention the rig to the general population. Likely, if you do, Mordenkainen will hear you and come and talk to you or deny it.
That's Salvator, no.
So.
I wouldn't dare.
Feel like I've said something wrong. All right. Have a wonderful
fine.
night, folks.
You too.
Enjoys this arcane sigil and just poof.
It's pretty great.
We just
Great.
had dinner
Yep.
with a very powerful person.
And you
And he was
showed him
very
chainmail.
Oh no! I tried! Salvatore, I promise I tried!
What were you thinking?
Oh,
What I was thinking.
Sunshine, we should just
was-
leave. We
Let's
should
stop.
go.
Alright, yes.
They need a moment.
Also, no, you shouldn't leave. Wait a minute. You're going
Would
to
you like
yell
your nails painted,
I-
Demi?
No, I try to
Like
stop them.
like
I'm
a
gonna try
dog
to stop them. I'm gonna try to stop them before they leave.
We leave!
Fine. Salvatore, so you find it fine to yell at me about chainmail, but yet you've been hiding your appearance from us.
Oh, that's fine. You can do that.
I have not hidden this appearance from you.
I've literally seen you all week. You've had none of this yet. Did this happen
Exactly.
today? Did you wake up today all... I don't know how to describe it.
Let's say yes. What would you do about it?
I'm asking you a question, simply. What would I do? I'd be concerned. We're friends. We have each other's backs, but you didn't tell us about this. We've been at sea all day. We could have done something. We could have tried something at least.
This does not concern you.
It does, Salvatore. We're friends. I want
Then
to make
as my
sure...
friend, leave it.
Fine. And I think Zahl picks up the chainmail. Also, as your friend, can I ask you to try to fix this one of these days?
Make a persuasion.
Natural one.
At disadvantage, you are.
No.
Hey, real quick, I did the roll because I knew it was a joke. It was a natural one either
Oh,
way.
that's
so.
perfect. That's perfect, buddy. You're the best.
It's great. Yes, he will agree to do it at some point. He needs the raw materials, though. Josh, do we
I
have
don't know
the
what
raw
that
materials?
means.
Probably not. You're pretty sure this is
What is
made
it
out of
made
mithril.
out of? Mithril? Oh, Jesus Christ. Cool. I would need mithril.
Is that like hard to come by?
Let me put it this way.
I love it.
No, that's a fair question. Let me put it this way. We don't currently have any.
Oh, okay. Right. Anyway,
That would need to change first.
I know that you're mad at me about the chainmail, but I did use it to talk you up a lot. Like, trust me, I actually said that you were there with the dragon. It came off with the dragon. He was very interested in that, so that you were helping use that as a point to move to other points to basically just talk you up as a person. He likes you a lot. Thinks that you're very impressive.
Is what he's saying true? Look towards the other two.
Stickers. We left.
They left. They left. They fully left.
Where did they go?
We left. We went upstairs.
I don't
Did
know,
you
but
see
I-
them leave?
They're sitting
I-
in Demi's
Wait,
room,
did you-
just being like,
Wait a minute. Did you not see them leave? I attempted to go, hey, wait, don't leave. I
That's
literally...
fair. I can see in every direction, but
They do
sometimes you
this
people
more
just
than
disappear
you think.
into the woodwork.
Oh, goodness.
You literally go to a different dimension
It
on
used to
the
be
daily.
Zahl and I that did this mole, but it's them now.
I'm seeing the common denominator.
Yes.
Oh my god! Our boy, right in the heart.
You need some ice on the burn, though?
This is one of those episodes.
Everybody's just firing off in every direction at each other.
I think I got burned today at some point. Shit. Ooh. I'm on fire. Like, God.
Guys,
No.
Oh my god.
I was.
I take the chainmail. I think that's where we ended.
No.
Yep.
and as the evening sets in, if you guys are willing to head in for a long rest, we will take our break. Because we've been getting a lot of lore and stuff going on here. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. The giveaway is about to start for Skull Splitter Dice. Check out their products. The link will be in chat. But also, exclamation point win. If you haven't entered yet this month, you can get entered for the drawing that will be on Sunday, the 30th. Followers get 1 entry, subscribers get 2. Make sure you subscribe beforehand if you're going to get that double entry. It's not retroactive. And we'll be back in 10 minutes, everybody. Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.
See you soon.
We'll be back. Bye.
It hurts the most when Parker does it. It cuts me every time when Parker does it. I love her for it.
It's
it makes
expected
me
of me and Adam.
Yeah, you guys are nightmare children. Parker's always the like reasonable, calm one.
Parker's always the one that looks at us and goes, "Really, guys? Really?"
Hey, audience,
Yes.
we're here. You are super.
everybody.
You are
I'm
super.
kidding, it's fair.
You know what I mean, though. Yeah.
It's a me,
God.
Mario.
Everybody, we're back for part 2 of Conundrum Company, episode 55. I nearly stumbled on the name of our show. We had left our party settling in for a long rest in the wide open Azure Sea, and under the shadow of this massive towering circle of the 8 hot air balloon that blasts water from the water plane into the prime material plane as an attempt to mitigate the damage done by the hole into the Underdark. You guys rise in the morning hours to find the 3 remaining ships, including your own, doing fine. They didn't take too much damage. It has displaced a lot of people. Things are tight. You're pretty sure logistically you're going to be okay for a week, but if you had to travel much further than this, it could have caused some problems.
Oops.
Getting back will be interesting, but yeah, the logistics are being handled. Professor Stinkcheeks is very appreciative that you were able to save all of those people, and also completely flabbergasted and astounded by the entire process.
Why'd you have to name him Stink
I
Cheeks,
will,
dude?
I will never not call him Professor Stinkcheeks.
Professor Stink Cheeks is profoundly happy that you had to save it. That sentence came out of your mouth.
Yep,
That's the
in my very
alliteration.
serious intrigue D&D campaign.
Oh,
This is Stink Cheeks.
Oh my
Ugh.
god.
so
So
happy he
we
wasn't a
are
thing.
sitting here for a day while he reads that book, yeah?
If you so see fit. I mean, there are ways to communicate too if you need to leave. He asked for a day if you're willing to. But
That's fine. If it's not going to throw us off, then I don't have any problem with it.
And that was the book with the Lehman specific stuff.
Yes, that was Lehman's book. And he took the mirror spell one, I believe, correct? Or
No, he returned that to you.
Does he already know how to cast it, or did
He
say?
did not say.
Only 6 people in there.
Who are the 5? Actually, no. Who are the 3? Fucking losers.
I'll fight them.
I know your weakness.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to do with this day? Any concerns you have? Any final things you want to do? If not, we'll fast forward a little bit.
Well, I think there's one thing important. We should divvy up those flight potions.
Yeah.
I think everyone should have at least one. Just in case of emergency, just you're falling, pop it, fly.
Yeah.
One less spell slot.
We had
The
7
rest
of them, yeah.
should all go to something.
True.
Yeah.
So you've got 7. So 4 to sunshine,
4.
and 1 to each of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do math.
That's fine.
Thank you very much.
And Josh, just so I know, are these just regular potions of flying? Because those last for an hour.
They are regular potions of life.
Whoa, that's
Very
good
good.
shit. That's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
They got money!
Yay!
I would say so, because he pulled 20 of them out.
Potion of flight.
Nice.
Of flying.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Salvator, I know it might be bad form. You think that man knows just all of the ins and outs of history?
No.
No.
I think he knows a lot more than he's able to tell us, but something tells me he's not a practiced student of history. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Probably tell you
A
which one
dabbler
to
is-
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Broad understanding of many sense.
Right. But as for the literal textbook recounting of history, I don't think they would have that understanding.
Do you think he'd know about any funny business in the Camargue? City that could catch people, something like that. Seems like his business more than almost anyone else's.
possible.
So, Salvator,
Yeah.
Where would one find Mithril? I'm just wondering for a friend.
For a friend. Which one?
To me, I'm the friend.
Uh,
I'm my own friend. I'm my own friend. I'd like to find some Mithril.
I like
I've never dealt with this stuff. This is all new to me.
Literally the exact same.
Oh,
I know it exists. Never worked with it in any fashion.
I've got you. That makes a lot of sense.
Do I know where it would come from, Josh?
Make a history check.
I'm a huge geography buff. Dirty 20. Actually,
You're not familiar with any existing mines for
No.
the metal. Most mithril crafted items are legacies, historic items.
gotcha.
Given,
Heirlooms.
has Zahl shared with you the histories that he's read?
I think so. I don't know if we've ever specifically, but Zahl would 100% have loaned the book to Salvator at some point during this journey to
I
read
would've
that
read
type
that
of
then.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably haven't gotten to it yet with everything that's lit up
Oh,
to this.
no.
But
never.
make a straight intelligence check for me.
Okay. Straight intelligence?
Yes.
Dirty 20.
There's a few pieces of evidence that you could speculate. Mithril is traditionally a metal worked by elves. Recent information you've received suggests that the majority of elven civilization left. And so the crafting materials and whatever those are,
Very rare.
yeah, are sufficiently rare. They're not the rarest or on the planet, obviously, but
Probably in the island we just left. Probably would have been a good place to check, maybe.
yeah,
We didn't grab any in the horde.
unfortunately, no.
Cool. I keep all that information super away from Zahl so he doesn't feel bad about what we just left. Because I feel bad about earlier. And I say, it's sufficiently rare but not impossible to find.
that's
We will
great.
keep our eyes out as we move forward in this new place. Maybe there's a whole vein of it just waiting to be found and processed.
Knowing fabricate, you could likely take something else mithril that's already forged and also use it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do we have anything that's mithril?
Question. Would Peach, because they weren't using the gauntlets from the armor they got, because they had different gauntlets, the ogre power ones, would those mithril gauntlets be on the ship?
No.
Okay.
I like where you're going. No.
Okay.
Sunshine walks in their room, just like, these gauntlets seem really useful. No, I'm just
Very
gonna leave them.
interesting and shiny.
Throw him off the boat. Mine.
Don't need these.
Good lord.
Pigpen stubbed his toe on them and tossed them a while ago.
Fuck this.
Jesus.
Oh, right. That's cool. About yesterday, I didn't mean to embarrass you in any way. I just
Fine. Everything worked out. Fine. Just in the future, if you do meet a wizard, don't shove something under their nose and tell them to tell you what it does. That's what everyone does.
I will say this. I didn't ask what it does. I just asked how you put it together, because it's like a puzzle and I don't understand it.
Right. You asked
Just
him for
letting you know.
information.
True, very true. Gotcha. I'll keep that in.
Not that they
Yeah.
didn't have it. It's just that it's the first thing everyone asks. And
Oh no, makes sense. Makes sense.
big faux pas, as they say.
Who
I believe
says
that's
that?
dwarvish.
Oh,
It's actually draconic.
Oh, is it? I knew that the whole time.
both of us speak that language. You
French
do realize
accent,
that.
yeah.
Big faux pas. It translates to, oh, no, boo, foo, no.
Oh no, you're doing it to me! Oh I deserve this. I deserve this.
I enjoy that it's guttural noises and then oh no at the
Oh
end.
no! That conveys the feeling of it.
No.
I deserve
Gotcha.
this.
Gotcha. Right. Well then, I guess we have a day.
Yes. Is there anything we wanted to accomplish?
I'm probably gonna train.
Cool.
Should we go about resettling these newcomers?
I think they were doing that. I think that would have happened before they went to bed.
Yeah, they've kind of the other captains and Oceanus have handled those logistics, just so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Unless
Do
you
we
have
have any
something
new
special you
crewmates?
want to do. Something.
I think probably would have been like an at the time thing to like put people on ships so that it can actually accommodate the people at the time.
Yeah.
Do
You
we?
know what I mean?
Are there people on our ship though, like new ones?
There's a few people, yeah. You have kind of tried to distribute evenly.
Cool.
Yeah.
You actually had a few spots on your crew that could be filled, so.
True.
That's very
Shit.
We take the cook from one of the other ones.
Oh, they have
Oh.
this fantastic chef, just 10 out of 12.
I walk up to them.
Dwarven cook, and he, as you knock on the door, he says, "Yeah, what the fuck do you want?
A sandwich.
All right, give me a minute here. Fucking,
I'll see if this cook is any good.
let's roll a performance check on how good his sandwich.
Let's be honest, we've been on the sea for 3 weeks. I don't know how good a sandwich can be.
He presents you with his sandwich. He got a 17. It's
Thank you very much. This is a good sandwich. We found a good chef. Tell me, sir, what is your name?
well, my name is Grundle Baggins. Grundle Baggins, the chef.
This is why you asked the DM for the name immediately. Thank you, sir.
Grundle Baggins.
Grundle Baggins.
Hi, it's me, Grundle Baggins. My God, great googly moogly to you all.
Grundle Baggins, this is one of the most delicious sandwiches I've ever had.
You know, I went to.
And you made it on a ship, nonetheless. I don't think we have any letters yet. To get this letters
I
in.
went to culinary school for sandwiches, you know, so yeah, low-hanging fruit for me.
Sandwich artist.
Aye,
Ooh,
yes.
my.
We had these green aprons and hats that we'd wear when we were doing our sandwich art. Subway, if you
course,
want
I
to
knew
sponsor
somebody-
You just
I
made
knew
Subway.
Yeah.
It's funny. I knew somebody who was very fast at making sandwiches. They wore black with red.
You don't. Oh,
You could call
oh
them
no, that's
freaky.
Jimmy, John. No, we don't. I gotta.
Yeah, it's
Please
not the
don't
best
sue us.
school.
Hello, Raider.
I make that joke because I worked there
Welcome.
for years.
We meet Grundle Baggins. Are the other the other people in the ship? Were they like the cudgel wielding? Do they look kind of like I don't know? Do they look really tough? What are they?
Do they look
What's their deal?
rough, tough? Make an insight check, a general insight check.
Oh, insight.
Hello, Raiders.
Hello, Raiders.
Grundle Baggins. Now I have an excuse to go great googly mooglies whenever I want.
I saw you interrupt
19.
19?
Ooh.
Okay. Sailors can be a rough sort. Anyway, in fact, some of your crew is pretty rough itself.
What?
As you're watching them, none of them seem to be problematic. There's a little bit of sketchiness in some of them. You probably have to win them over to get their loyalty, but they don't seem to be up to anything untowards. Some of them are more professional. It's a kind of even spread.
Do any of them look like pirates that just got on the ship at that last Farewell Isle trip?
Mutiny! No, go ahead and roll
Or
insight check. With the Sunshine's check, it's sufficient to tell. Likely not.
Okay.
Sunshine kind of makes the tour of the cruise, just as Sunshine does, which is more of a sort of circle of the
Hi
ships.
there. How you doing? This is Kent, David, Carl,
Hi.
Gug, Sla, Slab, Pigpen, Heinrich. Am I missing anyone?
Hello.
Oh.
I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
all
I
have
almost said
names?
Odophilia, but she's not here.
That's
Did you
Oceanus.
just?
And Oceanus.
wait, you're telling me each of you have names?
Oh no!
I Totally didn't even think of that.
Salvator.
What?
That's
been here,
extremely rude.
You do
People
remember
with names
Sean, is
introduce
his name?
themselves.
Hello, I'm Pigpen.
Nice to meet you, Pigpen. Thank you very much for the introduction.
The whole crew goes
I
through.
shake his hand with the bad hand, by the way, absent-mindedly.
Bad hand, oh no!
Real cold, that is.
Sorry about that.
The whole crew makes a rotation through introducing
Salvatore?
themselves.
Who?
Are we going to...
That's my name.
Are we going to...
The
Talked
senality
about-
is.
this or... is this a... Not now?
Or ever.
I
That seem fair?
think
I think
I
that's
think
fair.
it will come up at some point.
Probably,
No?
but we won't discuss it before then.
What does your hand a key to?
Oh boy.
Not a key.
We should probably let's go in
Let's
private.
Let's not.
Keys.
Let's
Nah,
not.
let's go in private.
Let's
Okay.
not do this. Yeah. No.
I'll bring you snacks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Grundle Baggins.
We will remember his name.
You, I remember, Grundle.
Handle how much I love Grundle. Grundle is the best.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Are we doing anything? I don't know. Was it seriously? Are we going to another room to talk?
No, I mean if she shut you down, she's just gonna leave it for now.
If not, you
Because we're
proceed
gonna
to.
learn about that plucking dwarf.
Never once. Meet Grundle.
No.
He's our new dwarf. Talk to him.
Josh made a new cook as a dwarf since he killed mine.
Oh
Uh,
I mean, just saying.
Does Nistel come back?
At the end of the day, there's a. And the patchwork coat, he's back in the less formal one, which just kind of ends in patches. There's no cuffs or anything to them. It's just sort of more of this work coat. Still fairly fancy, well kept. He's got kind of underneath it is just this white shirt and these like well kept brown trousers that run down to kind of this mid calf, and then there's socks with like that run up to the half calf sort of thing. And then the trousers kind of tuck into them a little bit.
Oh no, he's cute.
Damn,
I've got an in.
I have. Where's Salvator?
Hello.
I have. Oh, there you are. This is incredible. I took copies of the back, just to take a look at it. I can't place this time wise, but it's. I don't know. He was always really proud of this piece of work. You know what I mean? Like it was.
Right.
It just seems. I would have sworn he's written this like recently, but the guy's been missing for over a decade.
Interesting.
Very.
Has Raya tried to find them recently?
Might be worth a look. Kind of gave up on it.
Do they have anything of his?
Yeah, we have some items. I know what you're thinking. We'll give it a shot.
Right. Couldn't hurt.
It's gone. Completely off the map. Really.
I mean, dimensional traveling can do that. If you're not careful.
Don't I know it? Don't give me that look.
I didn't say anything. I would never disrespect your station like that.
The rest of us might.
Please don't.
I won't.
Oh man.
Might I have a moment of your time in private for a second?
Of course.
Right.
Have fun.
And I'll ask him to journey with me to my quarters for a moment. I'm going to kill him and take his spell book.
Not a
Before
spell.
you do, as he walks in, his eyes immediately fall on the missing door frame.
Oh, yeah. As I'm sure he has one missing on his ship now.
You already cracked it, huh? How long did it
Fully.
take you?
2 days? 3 days?
That's pretty good. Well done.
I was eager, and I had time.
They're gonna be pissed that my door's missing, but fuck them.
Well, they'd have to come say hi to figure that out.
And they're not going to. Get a
We're
little
safe.
cold, but I can just sleep in there.
Just saying. A few questions. You didn't react to it last night, and then I summoned the triangle again. But I cannot believe that no one in your organization does not know what this represents.
Yeah. Brotherhood.
How long have you been aware that the machine of death is broken?
We've known Aragul's been out of commission for, I don't know, about 200, maybe 300 years. Ate up a lot of Mordenkainen's time.
Past tense.
There's some very large forces at play here. I don't understand the entirety of it. But I'd be careful with what you're dabbling in here. I assume that's the real reason y'all are headed towards Tillenville.
You are correct. You have reason to believe that they, I gesture towards the symbol, are stationed out there in some capacity. One of these, and I hold up my hand, seems to be located out there as well.
And he's being unscrutable now. Like the expression has kind of fallen from his face. Where the hell did you find it?
Yes? The Durga Vault.
That explains the Underdark, then.
That's how we knew about your little problem. We also found the throne.
You got two of them.
Technically, Keoland has one, we have the other.
Let me leave you with this warning. From what we know, mortals overreaching and screwing around with these things is the real reason that everything's out of whack to begin with.
I believe we have surmised as much. But one particular mortal, to be more precise. A fractured individual, something I heard a long time ago.
Interesting.
You know nothing about this Father of Obedience?
We've heard the name.
Well,
He's been around for... Well... He kind of contemplates sharing for a minute.
I don't press.
We don't have an exact reading on when he showed up on the scene. We figured him out a lot later and then backtracked a little bit on his marks. It's all about balance. And I think this is one of those things that the higher-ups feel like if we push too hard or pull too hard in one direction, it all shatters.
And how do you feel knowing we have one finger on that scale?
I'm taking a lot of notes.
Fair enough.
Got some conversations to have.
No.
I don't think y'all are bad folk.
But
Let's just say it's lucky that it's me that you're sharing this information with.
I had a feeling. Well, that information is now yours to do with what you wish, and I will not hold it against you however you use it. Also, will you sign this book?
Kind of takes a quill, and it is this beautiful quill that is this patchworked rainbow of colors that he just kind of poofs into his hand, and he kind of goes like this, and then there's ink on the end of it.
That's cool.
Signs it, disappears, hands you the book back.
Right.
Look, I'm gonna get. I don't know you. I'm sensing some reticence around coming to Greyhawk. I'm gonna wager it's family related. You and your friends have a lot of potential. Just consider it, alright? Let me know if you arrive. And I'll make sure that we've got a spot for you we can chat. Just be careful with the other members.
Of the 8.
Yeah, again, they're not malicious, but their perspective on the world.
I understand.
What we said to your captain back there goes likewise for you. I'd love to see that thing on a cutting board.
Well, it would be quite the show to see them try.
I like you.
Alright, we've taken enough of your time.
Alright, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for keeping me company and the dinner. You don't mind if I see myself out from here? Tell them all farewell?
I will let them know you said your goodbyes.
Appreciate it. The runes go into the air and gone.
I drop to forces. Whoop!
Oh my god, amazing.
They're gonna kill me. It just starts hyperventilating for like 4 minutes and then calms down.
Super valid. Super valid.
My arms to be on slab.
But he will eventually go outside.
Okay. You make your way outside. Rest of the party, have you been up to anything? Anything else you'd like to do with the day? It's nearing evening now. The sun's beginning to set. It's a very balmy evening.
Sunshine would like to, if Demi's up and around, bother her really fast.
I am. Yes, I'm around.
I'm sorry to bother you. I sent my husband a letter about a week ago via your friend Zahl's very, very nifty spell, but
Mm-hmm.
is there a way we could send him a message?
Yes.
You would.
Met him, so absolutely yes. Did you you remember it's 25-word limit? So
Yes.
and then he can respond in kind, and if you have something more you can need to say, you can tell me that and then do the same.
Just send him my love. Tell him we're nearing the Tillen Vault. And ask him how he's doing.
Okay. Really would just prefer you write 25 words and I call it.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Hello, Vicar.
For
Sunshine sends their love. Nearing the Tillen Vault Peninsula. How are you?
Demi Waters. That's it. Yes.
That's 25.
That's my girl.
The first one.
Forgot Captain, but we'll work on it.
Okay, so we'll say you say that.
I could have done the whole thing too. I had time.
Sorry. Oh, hello, Captain Demi. Tell us, Sunshine. He definitely says in the message. Doing wonderful. We decided to head north, up towards Ulek again. Hope they're well. Don't want to impose, but always happy to talk. Love, Bigger, Smithington, fuck off, Sean.
The family as well.
It's catching on.
She recalls that with her keen mind and says it perfectly, even with the ums.
Nice.
Oh, bless him.
So,
Thank you. very much.
north
Ulek.
Ulek is not north towards
Yes.
problems that we know of, right?
It
Just
is-
north.
It's just north of Kiel, and it's not even nearing Greyhawk. It's
Principality.
Oh, okay. Well,
so it's not anywhere near like Euse or anything. Or...
You would know this well, Demi, because Greyrax
Yeah.
is in a principality. Like,
oh,
We were born there. Already.
it's not something we've talked about regularly, but that is where
it's
it's
on this map. It's right
it
here.
is
Yeah.
where I
Yes,
am.
it's right. It's very close to
Oh
Kiel.
shoot, yeah.
Yeah, this is where Neil
Hey, what up?
is.
That's where I'm from.
I know I throw a lot of locations at you
No,
guys.
no,
I'm
you're
sorry.
good.
Oh, what up?
We from that princes, if you
Usually
know what
when
I mean.
Usually when you say something, it's not like in this area. It's like off north.
800
Yeah,
miles
north
away.
That way. I
But
was
this one we're
like,
like,
where?
oh fuck, it's literally right here.
That's literally right
Close.
there.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, it's on the map.
Yeah.
Right. Then
Weird.
you've been there before, I assume.
I have.
Did you spend any time in Gryrax, or do you avoid bigger tourist trappy cities?
It's not that we avoid them. It's that we don't stay long. We travel in a caravan. We, sell our wares. I do portraiture whenever we're in a larger town like. Why do you ask?
I, myself and Zahl, separately, but spent our childhood there. Part of my childhood there.
See. This would be before the mother that you saved from the pirates.
Yes, before that one. I was young. I don't know, 8 to 10, depending on who you ask, being an orphan. She found me, and I never looked back. Actually avoided it on my tour. Don't particularly care
Very
to.
relatable.
I don't care to know where the girls that pulled my hair ended up. I mean, kind of. I sort of do, but
It is
You know.
also very relatable.
right? Be nice. But yes, so I'm from there, so
I see.
I don't really usually consider myself from there, but it's a place like any other.
Hard to consider yourself. It's hard seeing yourself as from a place when origins are so foggy.
Right. I prefer being from the ship where I enjoyed my childhood.
Makes sense to me.
Yes. Did you need any other messages sent or?
No, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, if you need me, I'll be next to Oceanus probably. I always am.
Hello.
He's very pretty. Oh, yeah, you're right there. Hello.
He is very pretty, and he knows.
I do.
Bye. It's fair. You have to be blind. Not to.
I do.
I do. I do.
I do.
Look at that.
God bless him.
I'm fucking hot. I get it.
I get it.
I could be confident sometimes.
Yo.
Growth.
Growth.
Hell
Love
yeah.
This
Love this.
man lacking confidence walking around with his shirt off.
It's utility, Salvator.
Don't talk about Zahl like that. Don't talk about Zahl
None
like
of
that.
us-
That's
none of us-
rude.
Ever complained. Honestly.
That's fair.
Have you not been hearing me?
What?
I'll put my shirts
Jonas's
back
shirt being off. No. Don't you dare.
Now,
on. God.
all I imagine now is it's just you see the door open on the deck of the ship. So it leans out, see Oceanus with the shirt up, and just goes back and closes.
There's a little. What I envision is there's a little like container on one of the sides of the ship that's used for rope. I've been stuffing suggestions in it, like it's a suggestion box, and all of them just say, "Put on a fucking shirt." It's weird.
He sneaks around without one. He doesn't just stand there without one all the time.
I do
Yeah?
love.
I don't think so.
No,
I
he
do love-
usually is wearing
I think
a
he
shirt.
works out like that, but
But I do love how that's the suggestion for Oceanus, but nothing for Zahl in that box.
Salvator didn't say that.
Zahl he just said it.
Oh.
I'm waiting to see more spells.
Oh my god.
Like,
You
relapse
took
when I have
away
some
that.
paper.
You took away
It
that.
might come back. Who knows?
It won't come back.
It's so weird.
I start drinking.
Anything else?
I think for
anyone?
that. I think for that evening, Zahl's gonna spend a little bit of time in his cabin or like on the deck, probably just sitting somewhere and just writing letters to Dravosi because now we can send them. And just writing about like what they're doing. No specific details on this stuff that he can't be detailed about, but like very just like we met somebody at the 8. It's crazy. Our lives are insane. Can't wait to see you again. Hope you're like that type of stuff. And then probably after getting too embarrassed while he was writing, would ask Oceanus to kind of spar and train for a bit.
Got it. I was worried you were going to ask me for advice, which I didn't have. Perfect.
Advice on what? Wait, advice on what?
Nothing. Let's spar. Come on. Is Salvatore here?
I'm.
Take his shirt off.
You can take your shirt off.
Okay,
just,
I take
just
my
do
shirt
it.
off.
When I take my shirt off.
Oh, by the way, God damn it!
Oceanus canonically becomes a never nude because of that. Fully just becomes a never nude. It's like, I just don't know when he's going to appear.
He's so angry.
We get off of the boat and Oceanus breathes a sigh of relief for the first time in months. Like,
I just want to change in my cabin and then he'll kick the door open.
I don't want to ruin. It's my favorite shirt. We only have a few. We're on the
Cuts
sea.
back to the whole. It's like a montage of the whole journey of like Oceanus in his own room, and it's just like, "Hey, Oceanus, God damn it!" Oceanus, it's dinner. Like, I spilled something on my.
He's like washing it
Oh,
off.
poor Oceanus.
oh my god.
Only because they were going to work.
Bless.
Yeah. Okay, but
But
yes,
yeah,
you smart. Anything else?
I'm good.
I'm good.
You guys are able to settle in. I will ask, do you leave that night for Tillenwald, or are you going to wait for the following morning?
We'll probably wait for the morning. Okay. I feel safer at night under somebody from the Circle of the Eights or thing. than I do at open sea.
It explodes
He's not the
in
police.
place.
He doesn't have to respond. To it.
No, he doesn't have to, but like it'd be
Crying and dying.
inconvenient for him if we didn't.
Help! I'll send a letter to everybody about what you're doing here if you don't help us.
We'll leave in the morning.
As you kind of break away the following morning, you get a ways out, and as you're kind of watching this hot air balloon disappear, you begin to see the crystal flicker to life. And as it starts up, just a 50-foot wide dome of water just begins blasting out of the base of this crystal straight into the ocean, and you see the force of it begin to spin the water around it. It quickly kicks up a cloud of mist around it within a matter of minutes, but as you're leaving, you do see this begin to fire up and start re-adding water to the Azure Sea as you continue traveling towards the Tillenwald. Now, you're about a week, 5 days or so out. If there's anything else super pressing you'd like to accomplish, this is your last little bit of downtime. So let me know now.
I would like to canonically say whenever Demi has spells before she goes to bed, she sends messages to Lila and Peach, and then whatever Peach says, she relays to Plum. The safe things.
Okay,
Oh.
perfect.
So she just rotates through. She's like, I check with my mom. I check with my friend. My friend's okay. I check with their mom.
That's
like,
perfect, yeah.
She like pulls like covering. She's like, and I'm done. I'm going to bed. And I'm done. I'm going to bed.
But the third time you do it, Plum is like, how's Peachy? Because they know she knows that you've been checking in on them. But yeah, that's perfect. Canonically, you are able to kind of, Lila seems to be making a fairly quick recovery, which sounds about right to you. Very interested in everything that you're doing constantly.
Yeah.
Curious about the mercantile elements of it as well, and if there's opportunity now that the seas are open.
Yeah, and I think over I didn't say it, but over this month that we've been gone, she's definitely been trying to connect Lila and Benji and the crew that she has back there to take care of the other two ships that they're doing to make sure they're good, so that eventually we can make money off of them.
She begins to formulate, and it hasn't manifested yet, a plan to get down to Seaton to organize all the vessels that you've been collecting on your behalf. Benji's been doing the best he can.
She's going to be a momager.
Yeah,
is what you just told me.
That shit.
Great. Yeah, that's the messages she's doing.
Perfect. I love that.
Anyone have anything? I don't want to keep talking.
I'm going to read through Zahl's book.
Okay. I will send on the text to you at the end of this. Just remind me.
That's fine. I
You've
didn't
heard
think
it.
I would gain anything new out of it, but yeah. I just want to have that.
You're able to do so. It does take you the whole week pretty much
Yeah,
to get
I
through it.
figured.
It's dense.
Can I ask a strange question? Because I remember when we did this, but I forgot what price it was. How much was the necklace that we got? The necklace of sending?
I think it's 1,300 gold pieces.
1300.
Yeah, and that was after we got 200 taken off from
That's
something else. So
right,
originally it was
1,500.
1,500.
Fuck. Okay.
You say that
Well,
like it's a lot of money for us right now.
Well,
do have-
because I had an idea.
his personal one, so I don't know if they would have to, I think, make more. Because Corvus
Yeah.
and Jason were saying that those...
We can
Those are his
message and get
personal
those
stash.
commissions, though.
I was because I could also send the money to get those already commissioned, so when we get back, they're
Ooh.
ready for us.
It's true.
But I think Zahl just every couple of days will go to the crew, ask basically he's asking, hey, do you need to send anybody things? I need 25 gold pieces. And it's just basically doing a courier service for people. If they have people that he's met that he can send letters to, he will send them their letters. And
Cute.
yeah.
The Celestial Postal Service Elemental is just ready to go.
Dude,
I love
rolling
him.
in cash right
Celestial
now.
Yeah,
Postal
he's doing
Service.
it.
CPSE. Yeah.
There it is.
The CPSE.
There it is.
Nice. I like it.
Clouds do for you.
Well, that's a shirt we need now.
I'll make it.
Yeah, CPSE.
logo.
What can clouds do for you? It's perfect.
I'll make it. I swear
The
to
cloud
God.
logo under the
The
letters
CPSE, yeah.
in the
Yeah.
back.
But yeah, I think that's what he's doing. Kind of conferring with Salvator on the book, getting Salvator's opinions, and just kind of bouncing ideas off of each other, type of a thing. But that's really what he's doing for the rest of the trip.
I'll give the book back to you.
Cool.
So you have it.
Yeah.
Sunshine would like to study the vase that they got from Monmerg.
Okay. Anything in particular you're looking for with that?
You said that it was like a story depicted on it, kind of like a cairn.
Yes,
Is that
there,
correct?
it's quite. It's not a story depicted on it. It's quite ornate the way that it's layered. So there is this pattern when you look at it far away, and when you look at it closer, there's this much more intricate pattern that doesn't catch the eye unless you're looking very closely to it. But it's not a story per se. It's there's these placed gemstones with this inlay of gold that is the far away. When you look closely, somebody has hand engraved these etchings into the body of it.
Do they seem like they have any sort of significance, or just
Make a history check for me.
history?
History.
17.
Okay. So you're a scholar of art to a certain extent, Sunshine, right?
It's the one thing I know about.
You is your training though with art isn't very formal, right? It's
Not at all.
yeah, it's lived.
Yes.
Sunshine belongs in Taos, New Mexico.
Oh no.
I'm kidding, I'm sorry. Geography joke. As your nobody likes it.
I don't get it. I'm kidding.
You're judging her
Honestly,
character.
honestly, me neither. That's why
I
I
don't
feel
either.
Ah!
Smiling and nodding.
Last week was Chaucer, and this week is geography.
I liked Chaucer.
Chaucer was good,
Chaucer was
yes.
good.
Taos, not so good. I apologize.
not on wave, boys. Not on wave.
I'm judging my character now.
No, don't! Your character's amazing. So as you're looking at this art style is very distinct. What have you had, do you think, experience with elven art at all? It would
See,
be
where have I
limited. It's not
been?
pervasive.
Yeah,
would be-
no, I think probably Celine would be the closest. I'm not entirely sure. So, like, through Ulek to Celine, for Yendi, use the Wild Coast. Like, I think you were saying the western seaboard was more elven, correct?
Historically, yes.
Yeah.
That's where the highest concentration of ruins and cities are. Or
So probably Ulek
abandoned
and
cities.
Celine.
Sure, yeah. Okay. So you've seen some, brief dabblings into private collections or art shows is where a lot of this would be kept. It's not being made anymore. These are historical art pieces.
I know a guy who forged it.
So it's very much a piece of history that you're looking at. And that's kind of the story that you're getting from it. This is likely an item that sat in a hold that has long since been abandoned and retaken and reused and repurposed and has fallen through hundreds, if not thousands, of years of history to end up in your hands.
Does it look like it costs at least 500 gold pieces?
Make an investigation check for me. Make an art appraisal check for me.
What did you say? Investigation?
Yeah, investigation, please.
11.
I don't think Sunshine's probably ever seen 500 gold pieces,
No.
barring the pile at Monmerg.
Yeah.
Don't give me that look. And that was a big, big pile of money. This looks like it's worth a lot. Likely 500 gold pieces.
I will keep that for a later date when I am better at magic.
You have something in mind. Got it. Okay.
Like the acorn.
All right, my guys. Anything else?
I had a thought. So I would like Demi to
Uh-oh.
after considering the... Don't... It's not you! Calm down!
Kill Salvator.
Don't worry, I'm not making you do anything. Demi, after having talked to... Nistel?
Nistel,
Right,
yes,
that right?
that's correct.
She is going to... Merlin, please. She's going to
Talk
grab...
to a dog.
She's going to...
What a
He's really
perfect-
trying.
Perfect timing.
My
Merlin.
patience. I would like to have her craft a little, like, take some, like, twine and craft a little necklace with a tiny little copper coil on it. A little copper coil. I would like her to go to Slaw and then try her darndest over the next week to explain how she casts message.
Okay, all right. Very interesting. I love this. Oh my god, Parker, you've thrown me off. This is amazing.
I'm sorry. I didn't think about it until, like, we were talking about, like,
This is beautiful.
magic.
Okay, so you kind of find a quiet place, right,
Mm-hmm.
between the two of you.
Sequel just came out.
I was thinking the same thing.
Go see it in. Don't see it in theaters. See it on whatever
Don't see it.
paid system is doing it now. Make an Arcana check for me.
Arcana.
I'm gonna say you're able to make this quite easily because every time I ask you to do a performance roll, you knock it out of the park anyway. So,
So you want me to do Arcana?
So the Arcana is related to your instruction. You get this thing
Okay.
made, and he's very appreciative of it. It kind of like it's his like the first gift he's gotten, and he's like, you keep catching him like looking at it when you're off doing captain things. He'll like, and then put it back down.
She made it like a necklace.
Yeah,
She
he
made
like
it,
he
to
lifts
be
it up
worn.
off his chest to look at it, and then puts it, lets it hang like.
I rolled a 17.
17. Okay. This is a unique experience for you. It's especially fascinating given your conversation with Nistel and Salvator the other night regarding how your magic works.
Yep.
But Slaw is a musician as well. And so there's a shared commonality there. It takes a week.
Okay.
And he's not yet casting it himself, but you're confident that he's starting to grasp concepts. And it takes hours and hours of training and dedication. But it was
Demi's like, so we'll go cover that for him. I'm just kidding. She keeps calling Zahl to do Slaw's work so she can keep
What?
teaching.
The teacher's favorite.
Okay, I'll go do it.
Double time, double time. Come on, dog. You don't want to be falling behind.
Just sitting there.
What are they just reading? What the fuck?
Looks like they're having a good time. You get on it.
What are you doing?
They disappear.
Fucking just drumming in the
He
corner.
walks through a door and disappears.
God damn
She
it.
is.
Just pulls his head out. You're doing great. Just leave.
I'm not doing watch tonight.
At a
Same.
certain point, you kind of you can feel that resonance, that element in the harmonic playing that you've connected to. It's not that visualization that you have to focus deeply on, but as you're working with him, you swear you could feel him pushing against that barrier, as if he's connecting to it. He's not quite there, but you started a process here.
Okay. Yeah. Weird question for her, just because she's curious. Did it change his song at all? If she looks at him.
Roll one more Arcana check for me.
Okay.
Because you're kind of like, you have to like kind of find your calm and like in a moment, you know, sit and feel yourself, because this isn't like a activate vision thing. This is a like, you have to connect with this.
It's an 18.
An 18.
14.
It's a particularly calm, like, it's like the fourth, or you're getting really close now. The seas aren't as choppy. You're closer to the land, you're pretty certain. Not visible, but it's perfect weather. It's gotten a lot hotter down here on the sea. At times, some of your like sailors with paler complexions have started to like burn a little bit. But as you are sitting here in this day with this kind of cool, soothing wind, you sink into that state. And as you're watching him, the note hasn't changed, but the strength of it has.
Okay.
Like the force coming from it, the way that it pushes against the harmonic plane, it is almost as if there is an imposition of Slaw's own will almost getting through.
Okay.
And you're starting to feel like, is this teachable? Is this something that some people might be able to do?
Yeah. Okay.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So that's what she's gonna do for a week.
Okay. And you make great headway. Like, again, by the end of it, you're starting to see some real progress there. Now, on the final day, not on the final day, on the second or third to final day, you do begin to see the continent itself.
Ooh.
These long stretches and expanses of sandy beaches. They're not these pristine island beaches like the Caribbean, but long stretches of fairly granular sand, not rocky like you're used to with salt marsh and the western coast of the Xerxes. These are real beaches that run for miles upon miles upon miles. I know. You see as you're... Roll a perception check for me, guys. As you're just a general perception as you're moving along the coastline.
I'd love to.
Bad. I rolled 2 6s. So
11.
13.
13, 11,
23.
23.
17.
Okay, Zahl and Demi get particularly good kind of looks at things. The rest of you, there's a lot more
Salvator!
sequels about
We're
Salvator.
making meals again.
Yeah,
The Grygrax kids are here. Don't worry about it.
the Gryrex gang. You guys...
I wasn't allowed to run in that, actually. I was a good kid.
Oh, I did. It was bad. You are very lucky you didn't. Those are some of the worst days.
Cannon?
They don't allow
We
any
ran
good
from the
kids.
Popo.
We got the Popo and the Gryrax kids, mortal enemies.
It's a hard not life.
It's a Gryrax life.
Gun
for
City
us.
itself. At home. Gun City itself. Part of the family.
It's just like a group of like orphans just skipping down the street seeing that. Debbie's up in the window like, what the fuck?
Demi read her book quietly in the window.
As you're kind of watching these, as you get closer to the shore, these long beaches lead to very often open, dusty, kind of reddish dirt plains, kind of pockmarked by these dense undergrowths.
Familiar looking red sand?
Who's asking? Not Salvator.
Well, Sean.
I mean,
Well, me.
does it look familiar to what Dravosi
Familiar to
described
who,
us?
might I ask?
The distinct, like, rusty redness that Dravosi described is here, but Dravosi described a barrenness. This is not barren. This is just a very dry climate, and the types of plants that grow here are low-lying, scrubby sort of little brush oaks and, like, yucca plants, and you see, like... You see Australia, and in a lot of it, like there are these shrublands. G'day. Forsters. You want a cold one?
I'm not even
Kangaroo
gonna
kicks that guy in the face.
pretend.
Just watch a kangaroo jump by.
As you're looking along this, and it's these little scrublands like extend just miles and miles and miles, and in the very, very far distance, you see this slight raise, just a straight cliff that must go up hundreds, if not thousands of feet in elevation, very abruptly, and you're pretty certain that that is the plateau. but there is a long stretch of this kind of shrublands that you see running along the coastline. Just to kind of, we'll hop over to the map. Wait, you see this one. Don't get too excited.
Map time? Aw.
Sorry, guys.
We're so excited.
We did it!
Map time.
So, as you move along these coasts, you're seeing these expanses of shrublands that run up to, at this distance, and again,
We did it!
this is a long, long way. You see these cliffs along the distance that run. This is days of travel. Like, this is a week-long sail along this, and you consistently see at the far distance this pervasive raised cliff. And again, a lot of this dirt is this rust red colored. Spotted, yeah, you're seeing this cliff there exactly. Eventually, you begin to cut into what Stink Cheeks informs you is the Bleak Strand. And on either side, again, a very wide open stretch of water. It's this crystalline, clear, beautiful blue that you can often see 20, 30 feet down to the bottom of these sandy banks that are punctuated with little reefs and things like that. It's a beautiful water. At night, as you're sailing, you catch these little pockets of neon glowing lights that you identify as jellyfish, like floating and wafting over these little reefs as you move down the bleak strand towards Theodred's stead.
One more level.
Are there just man-of-wars all over the fucking...
You don't know!
Honestly, I
But you can
could.
talk to them.
I could touch them.
I can. You know what? That sounds like fun. I would like to talk to a jellyfish.
You'd like to... Okay.
You and Ocean.
So...
What's going on here?
As you're kind of moving along, is there like a day where you want to like stop or pause to take a little break, spend some time with the sea life,
A
sunshine?
beach episode.
I don't even think that what they'll
Absolutely,
get they'll get a floating piece of something, tie a rope to the falling star, and just glide along. Be like, cast speak with animals. Hello there. How are you?
Now,
I am inner tubing. I've never heard of this before. But it's...
I will say,
water.
there was a beach episode just posited here. Would we like to do a beach episode? Because we
That's
are
up to
nearing
everyone.
I think-
the end of our...
Oh my
I think we
gosh.
should do a beach episode. We should get to where we land and then a beach episode.
Okay.
That seems very fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sean. As you are moving along then, but you're...
Sean's planning to be sick that day.
So you're...
I'll just put my door on the beach.
These jellyfish are big, like kind of drifting creatures. If you're kind of towing along behind the back of the ship, you quickly leave them behind without being able to engage with them.
Shit.
So you feel like you need to get a little time to actually like stop and converse with them. These ships are moving at knots along the water,
All right.
but they are pervasive, and you get the feeling that once they stop, if the climate doesn't change dramatically for some reason, there will likely be more.
Then I'll wait until we get there.
Okay.
Just sadly, I'll still inner tube. Just stare sadly at the jellyfish who can't keep up with
You're
me.
just watching us.
Right, you don't have much of a swim speed, do you?
What? Like you hear.
Righto!
Alright, you're
Right,
right.
they've got the extra.
Hello,
Can I hear a bunch of-
you're very pretty.
Put another strip on a Bobby. Sorry, Australians hate that. I apologize, Australia, on the behalf of Conundrum Company. As we move down the peninsula, we do reach the goal of your venture. You see positioned along the shore, there are a series of like large islands, and you cut into these waterways. It still does appear to be salt water at this point where you are, even as you're moving kind of inward on this strand. Eventually, you see abodes, structures, sitting along the kind of edge of the water here that definitely look quite familiar. The materials are a little different, not like immediately familiar, but this architectural style. I say that and people's eyes bulge out of their heads. The architectural style is familiar,
Gotcha.
kind of reminiscent of the western coast of the Azure Sea. Adam, as you kind of cut in, the first thing you do see are these structures, and up ahead of you, you do see a rope bridge that is strung across kind of this waterway connecting an island to the bank, and there are structures on both sides. And you begin to hear the sounds of conflict
Oh, God.
as you approach.
We just said beach
It's so
episode.
interesting. They said that
That's
it was
why I asked before we got
uninhabited. Yeah. You know, when I think uninhabited, I think that habitation isn't occurring, but I hear
It is
something
just
that insinuates there might
Look
be
at these strange markings. E. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way. What do you think it means?
these kind of high-pitched yells, and as you grow closer even, you now see projectiles being flung across this waterway, and up on these kind of little raises of these islands on either side, you can see small humanoid figures that appear.
Are you throwing
Jesus.
Ewoks at us right
Are
now?
you kidding me? Are you...
Oh.
Wop,
Is
wop.
this
Oh, they're kobolds!
Oh my god!
Kobolds? What?
As you come from
love
the
kobolds.
northwestern corner down towards Theodric's
Oh,
center,
Kobolds and little...
you see
Yeah.
two different humanoid groups apparently in open conflict with each other. There are tiny little catapults set up, and you hear and a little stone goes hurtling across and impacts in the side of one of the structures on the other side, shatters this rock against the structure. You can see spears being flung, and as a sort of silence begins to fall across the conflict, the spears stop and the projectiles stop, and both groups begin to aggregate along kind of the edge of the waterways and stare out towards these foreign invaders from another land approaching on these giant ships as
Don't
you
do that. Turn
all
around.
approach this conflict, and it falls into
Kill every one of you.
And that, my friends, is where we
That's
will
interesting.
end this episode.
Oh my god!
Can't you?
You're gonna make
be
me
friends?
murder
Can't you be friends?
a bunch
We're
of
about
kobolds
to
and
kill a
frogs?
bunch of
Oh,
That's on you!
I will
They're not
save
attacking
an
you.
all of
auspicious
them.
beginning.
They're like,
Oh, we are gonna rule
what
this
is
Just don't
island.
attack
this?
Best
Throw a punch
beach
deep.
episode
Leave.
ever.
I use cantrips on these motherfuckers.
I sneeze too hard. They all die.
And with that, my friends, we will call today's episode, which of
Oh,
course is
good shit, dude.
Oh, they're
This is
cute.
really
Yeah,
good.
they are cute. I love kobolds.
both forces
love
do seem
Grog.
distinctly cute.
I love Grung
as
so
we
much.
Is that why you were painting them the other day?
No.
Don't.
Hey guys, this session was brought to you by our cool sponsors. The first of whom is Soundtail. They bring all that amazing ambiance to our games. We love them. They've been with us since the beginning, and you can get a copy for yourselves at the link in chat. Put it on your computer, put it on your tablet, put it on your phone. It's really, really good. We highly recommend it. Of course, our second sponsor is Arcane Anthems, who brings all that amazing, or makes a bunch of free D&D music for you all to use in your games. You can go to his Patreon, the link's in chat. He's got some merch out there that you can take a look at. Head over there. All those intro songs to our shows. We love them. Thank you, Weston. And then, of course, last sponsor, Rularis Maps, who makes that amazing overworld map that we got a lot of leverage on. Rularis, I'm sorry that I scribbled all over it in red marker this time around, but it is a beautiful, amazing map. Mwah! And you guys can get a copy of it. If you click on that link in chat, go take a look. He does commissions, so get yourselves a possible map commission. Parker.
I'm here to remind you guys that we're affiliated with Found Familiar Coffee, so if you'd like to taste Initiative and make sure that you stay awake during your D&D games, our code is in the chat for 10% off.
And last but not least, Sean.
I would like to thank our fantastic moderators for our channel, who keep our chat nice and safe and friendly to newcomers and oldcomers alike. I'd like to thank you all for keeping up with our announcements, which we have a lot of constantly, a barrage, if you will, and just keeping this chat going as we keep the show going. So we could not do this without you. We very much appreciate you. We could not possibly function as an inn if you guys weren't here to help us. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
All
We
right.
love you.
Now, I know we have a little bit of fan art, but so Sean made some fan art this week that I kind of want to show the audience.
no.
Sean, are you okay if I show your art?
I genuinely didn't know what you were referring to, but yes, you know.
I didn't ask you this. I just
I was
dropped
like-
this on you.
Yes.
We have fans.
So,
I didn't do anything.
guys, I'm gonna move everybody over to Sean's
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
Look how cute.
He's done a make.
I made my own little bedroom.
What's this spell called, Sean?
So lovely.
Huh?
What's the spell? You know what? Never mind. I want to find out in game. I'll be quiet. I'm
Oh,
curious.
I haven't
You
I
haven't
haven't
named it?
fully named it yet.
Okay. I look forward to finding.
Oh, yes, I did. Hang on. I fully did. I'm a liar. I named it last week. It is Salvator's Spacious Study.
I love the alliteration.
That's
Because
great.
he had
Very good.
Liamon's Labyrinthian
Yeah.
Library.
Locker. Yeah. That's
Perfect.
Locker.
That's
Ah.
beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
So cute.
Okay, now we'll go to the fan art slideshow. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye,
Bye, guys. Hold on for a raid.
Oh yeah, stay for a raid. We'll get one queued up. Thanks. Bye.